Simple Man with Ethan Crelinsten, Nicky Rod, and Damien Anderson. Stay a while if you know about the jiu-jitsu. If you don't, you can come too. This is BT.
Welcome to the Simple Man podcast. I'm Damien.
I'm Ethan.
Nicky Rod.
And Robert Degle.
We have our buddy, our old guest, Robert Degle. You've been traveling the world, man. Where you been? What's been going on with you?
So since I was last here, I went to Europe for trials. I went to London for a week to not be jet lagged by the time trials happened. Didn't win. Did okay. Had a couple good matches, but ultimately didn't win, which is, disappointing, but it is what it is, right? Just things to look at and improve.
Maybe take us through that a little bit,
sure,
and then
yeah.
go on after that.
Yeah. So basically, I'll just go through London first. So I went to London because I have lots of friends in London. I lived there for a couple months at one point. There's a gym there that I trained at, and I trained with those guys to build up to trials the week before. So we trained pretty much every day together. The trick was almost maybe 1/8 of the bracket was in that room. That's not even an exaggeration. London Grapple.
London Grapple.
Yeah, because London Grapple is a big hub gym in the UK.
So 2 people.
No,
it's cool.
The bracket had
It's a cool
90,
gym.
90 people.
No, I'm saying, no. He was 1/8 of the bracket was there, and I was like,
Oh,
2
yeah.
people.
2 people.
No, listen, Europe is tough, man. It
it
is difficult for real.
It is.
The last two. So think about this: the last two 66 kg trials winners, Owen Jones and then Ashley Williams, beat. So Owen Jones beat Dominic Maya recently. He didn't win, but he still got second, right? And then Ashley Williams beat Keith Krikorian each right after the trials. So in each case, I'm just saying in each case, a European trials winner now as an honorary European, I have to defend European grapplers.
Yeah.
But do you guys know that meme? Steve Buscemi.
You doing U.S. trials as well?
I'm not going to do U.S. trials this time.
Why?
I don't know. I
Why
might.
not?
Why not?
So I'd probably because I'm going to win Europe. I'm not going to have to. So.
Yeah, but why not just?
Oh, no, you're right.
Europe
He's
is
going to win the
first.
next one.
That's the goal, right?
Europe is first.
Europe is first. February 17th in Croatia.
Oh, and then March.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
But so what I'd like to do is ref North American trials. We'll see. I refed Asian trials, so maybe they'll let me.
Take us through your matches.
Yeah. So, okay. So first match.
What? Take me to your leader.
Take me to your leader.
Actually, first let me talk about something I fucked up bad,
idiot.
which was which was the weight cut. So
66.
66. But the mistake I made was I had a scale which wasn't. It's still a scale I have. It's not a great
He
scale.
looked at it upside down. Thought it was 99.
And I cut 30 extra kilos. No,
right.
I cut 1 extra kilo. So which definitely,
Big.
it can make a difference.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 2 pounds.
Yeah. If you ask any of the guys that were there, I was pretty drained. I'm granted it was the night before, so it didn't affect me too much. I don't think it affected me that much, but definitely
It's
I think
why you didn't win.
exactly. Yes, there you go. Thank you.
We know.
It's the only reason.
The only you would have smoked them. Anyway,
course.
go on. Just so that people know.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. But if anything, it's just something for me to look at and go, okay, that's an area that I need to improve at. And I've had a couple weight cuts for other tournaments since then, which I think went a lot better. And yeah, it's always a learning process. So I cut a little bit too much. And then, so the day of, I had 3 matches before I ultimately lost. I lost to Owen Jones in the.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was the round of 16.
Why do we not have Owen on the podcast? He was training.
He was in and out real fast.
Oh, okay. We're going. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
We'll get Owen on eventually. But
so first match I had was against a guy who I competed against at an ADCC Open in Europe before. And I basically did. So the first match, he pulled guard. This is the same thing. The last match, I swept him. And then both matches, I body lock past him. So I used that body lock pass that Nicky Ryan shows where you pummel the foot into the butterfly half.
Butterfly hip switch pass.
the one he learned from Nicky Rod, right?
Is that the,
Other way around.
All right. Whichever direction it came from. Nicky to Nicky.
Actually, I showed him that
It
one.
was Damien who invented it. Yeah. Well, whoever created it, it's one of my favorite passes. And I, believe it or not, first thing I did trials was a pass. So I passed his guard, but then he re-guarded, and when he re-guarded, I fell back and I heel hooked him. Because I mean, it was right there, right? So
As Robert Degle.
tends to do.
Yeah.
If it's there, you take it.
Yeah.
You know that wrestle up that I did on Owen in Quintet, where it was like a heist up to a knee pick, ankle pick.
Yeah.
You ever seen that done before in a match?
I think you might have invented it.
I'm just asking a question. I didn't say that.
No, I don't know.
I've never
Like,
seen
who-
it before.
Who's a wrestle upper that I should watch?
Nicky's probably the best wrestle upper, I think.
Yeah. How about like even Marcelo was like a
Marcelo is an
wrestle-
OG
wrestle-
wrestler.
but he was like arm
yeah.
drag, double coochie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? Who's like an infamous wrestle upper?
Well, so for Marcelo, it's more like he was using guards
Yeah.
to like sort of wrestle up in a sense. Like I was actually watching Marcelo this morning because he's a little bit, he is kind of someone who wrestles up, but he does it in a way that's a little bit more guard centric, right? Rather than just coming up into the takedown. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of John Satava. I like John Satava a lot. I think he wrestles up really, really well.
Another Marcelo guy.
Marcelo guy?
Yeah, Marcelo guy.
I've never heard the name before.
He won North American Trials 2018, the same one that you won, 66 kg. Yeah.
Toughest one in the world.
Against Rotolo.
Yeah, the 2018, right? I
You,
think,
you
yeah.
went against him in the semis. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Keith in the finals, yeah.
I'll check it out. John Satava.
Yeah, he has
John
like
Satava.
really good stuff. Like the double fold, like that double fold leg into a double that like Nicky Ryan does. Like John Satava's really good at that too. He actually lives here in Texas now. He's like a 2.5.
Satava does?
Yeah, he
I thought
moved.
it was in New York.
No, he moved down here. He lives in I think it's called Liberty City. I think is where he lives. It's near Houston. I debated like driving out there to like do a private.
What
with
brought
him.
him out there?
I think he just wanted to move and open a gym.
Oh, you opened up a gym.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry to take a left turn here. Is Marcelo Garcia healthy? You guys hear about
I
this?
think he's cancer free, right?
He's
Is he
cancer free?
cancer-free? Well,
Well, don't quote me at all. I have no idea. I have
Positive
no
thinking.
idea.
Is he?
Well, he posted a picture rolling with Gianni. Or Gianni posted it. So I mean, I'm not sure if he's cancer free, but
I mean, I feel like you can still.
You think it's a culmination, like the people that are getting cancer, of like eating shit that's microwaved and processed foods and stuff, or you think it's just nothing you can do about it?
I think there is a higher increase in cancer, right? Like because
There
of
are
all the
probably
processed
things
shit.
you do that can increase or decrease your risk, but at some point, maybe even no matter how healthy, like, you know, there's sun on you, there's...
Because usually exercise
happen.
fixes all, but Marcel is a healthy guy. He
Yeah,
exercises,
yeah.
You know?
Also,
only so much you
it's
can do.
pretty much guaranteed that like men will develop like prostate cancer.
Yeah.
That's why I got to keep
I heard
coming.
that,
I
yeah.
keep telling these young guys, come 2-3 times a day.
Is that the...
Is that what you got to do?
Yeah, bro. So you get backed up and you're holding in the cancer. You got to
And then
release the cancer.
Okay, you gotta hold... Okay. Stop holding in the cancer. All right.
I'm a big believer in that as well. I
Right,
think
keep coming.
No fap is not very
fap
sensible
is
in my opinion.
no bueno.
How many times a week do you come?
A week
Or a day?
Well,
We'll say
That's
day.
a day.
And do you cry when you come?
after
After.
minimum 3 times
3 times
for
a day.
sure.
Cry every time?
Every time. Yeah, I cry 4. Come 3.
No, not just 4. Come on.
Okay, yeah. Fuck, what were we? Okay, Marcelo.
You're
God,
being-
that's inappropriate. We can't talk about some stupid shit.
We were talking about
Euro
trials,
Yeah,
and then he
I-
brought up wrestle ups.
And then I derailed it to his.
Marcelo's.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I
back
hope
on-
he's healthy. Finishing that up. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a good feeling because he is like relatively young still, right? He's only in his 40s, right? So
Yeah.
probably get through it and stuff.
Shout out to his recovery. And
He's
hope
the
you're
only
doing
guy
well.
that subbed all the way through ADCC, right?
wow, is he?
Did Cade not do that as well?
No, absolute. As
Oh,
well.
absolute.
But he never won.
No, he
Absolute.
didn't win absolute. Yeah, yeah.
He got
He lost to
second.
Galvo, right?
He lost to Drysdale.
Oh, I'm thinking of Hodger. Maybe he got
Hodger
like
subbed
8
everybody?
subs. I think.
Hodger subbed everybody, but watch his match in the finals of his weight class. It's one of the funniest submissions ever. The guy taps because he's just tired.
That's the Jowl guy, right?
It's
That counts.
yeah, I mean, it definitely counts. It's just a funny match. I forget the guy's name.
UFC fighter, right?
No, he's not a UFC. He might have been actually, but he was known as a guillotine guy. Dean Lister heel hooked him in the finals of Absolute in 2003.
You know too much about this shit, man.
even like obscure trial stuff. Like I just love ADCC like a lot.
A true fan.
Yeah, if you have any person that like you're fighting against, I feel like you ask Degle, like, hey, what does this guy do?
Yeah,
and he'd be
you're
like,
a
oh yeah,
very
well,
good
well in
well-known-
2016 against so and so, he did this, this,
It
this,
was
this. I'm like,
Tuesday. The
okay.
moon was in full retrograde.
Yeah, a lot of this came from like when I was training at RGFA with Eddie, so an interesting thing that Eddie used to do when he would teach was he would always cite like, oh, I saw this in this match. And I was still a grad student at time, and I remember like I'd be in my classes, like instead of paying attention to the classes, I'd be like watching old ADCC.
Naughty.
I wanted to like, I saw how he had this like deep knowledge of the history, and that helped him like see techniques and stuff, you know? And like, so I wanted, that was a big part of like how I got like deep into like research. Like I remember specifically one time he like cited Pablo Popovich, right? Which is not someone who people usually associate with being super technical. He's a big, strong.
He's good as fuck.
Yeah, but he also was very technical in addition to being jacked, right? Like, yeah. Those aren't mutually exclusive. Yeah.
You know, I wonder sometimes.
Me too.
You don't. That's it. I just wonder.
In general,
I don't think you necessarily need. I'm not counting out the research, but it's like to be a good competitor, a good athlete. I don't necessarily even think that you need to know all of these different fighters. Like basically, what I was thinking is Sean O'Malley says that he barely watches fights. Like
I think you should watch your opponent though.
Yeah, like he'll probably watch his opponent, but like to I feel like Rob, you do this. Joseph watches a lot of tape, whatever. Not necessarily it's a bad thing, but it's like
John Jones watches his opponent.
John Jones watches a lot, I guess, too. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your thought?
I actually completely agree.
You do? Okay,
yeah,
wow.
I almost think that it is. I've wondered at times if it's a detriment, right? Because like I had a match one time. I don't want to say who the match was against, but I had a match one time and I like was so overthinking like everything about the match because I saw him do a few weird things and I was like, what if he catches me with this? What if he catches me with this? The match happened and I submitted him in like 45 seconds and like nothing. There was those threats were never there.
But it drove you crazy.
It drove me
imagining
crazy.
that the threats would be there.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes like I've actually talked about this in respect to like the difference between you and I, Damien, as competitors, right? Like we
I'm a minority.
Like he fucks you up in the room, but when it comes to
don't embarrass Rob like this. No.
no, like the how like I mean you talked to the last podcast that I was on with you guys, right? About like that Rise event, right? Where we got the same result, right? But you were like, you literally said, I'm gonna rape this guy. And then I was like, Damien, watch out. He's got a good knee cut on this side. He has a good Kimura, right? I had competed against him and I had watched a lot of his matches and you were like, I don't care. And then I went out, I still won, but I was like, my guy, I had only ever seen one clip of him heel hooking someone in 50-50. And I was like, well, I can't go to 50-50 with this guy. He could be a really good 50-50 player, which is such a stupid.
yeah, because you're also really good 50-50.
Yeah, it's a dumb mindset to have for sure. But like, yeah, like, so I think, so for me, like research is primarily motivated by two things. One, I just enjoy it. Like, I think it's fun, right? Yeah. Like, I like getting up in the morning, I put on like music and then I just watch matches. Like, I like doing that. I would do that even if I wasn't a competitor. I'd do it if I was a coach, right? I think it's fun. Like, I'll go through, like, I just went through your trials run, the last trials run you had, Ethan, like watching all the matches.
Right up until the last one. Let's not.
I skipped that one, of course.
Okay,
yes.
good. Thank you. So, yeah.
The last one being the Keith match.
Go on.
No.
Yeah.
He hits a door and he's, hey, gotta get a private?
Yeah.
Fuck. You know, actually, sorry to cut you off. I am gonna watch. I haven't gone through Dorian's matches, but I do think that there is a lot of utility to this idea of disengagement. Like he only goes when he has an advantageous grip. Whereas like a lot of us jiu-jitsu guys, it's like if you have a grip here, or I'll play around that grip. Versus like with Dorian, if you have this grip, I'm stripping this grip and not engaging until I actually have
I did this in the match against Gordon where I broke his foot. Anytime he got a grip, I stripped the grip and started offense. He got another grip, I stripped the grip and then started offense.
You just refuse to advance unless it's on your terms.
Yeah, some guys you can give them an inch, then take a mile. Other guys, if you give them an inch, they're just gonna keep taking. So you have to nullify their offense and then start your own offense.
This is where I think actually, this is why in competition, the better guy can still lose. If you can outsmart somebody or use tactics to beat a better opponent. So even if on paper this guy's, or even like the technique, if you know technique for technique, this guy is better than me, but I can beat him tactically like that. It's I don't know. There's a lot of utility to that. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think, a really big part of competition, actually. I was talking to Mikey Musamechi in Bangkok. So he was in Bangkok.
What were you doing in Bangkok?
Training jiu-jitsu, of course.
What about that? Oh, what else other than that?
I was teaching jiu-jitsu also.
Oh, yeah.
Just living life.
Watching tape.
Yes, lots of tape watching.
Lots of tape. Lots of tape. Oh, that's enough. Keep going.
So anyway, so I was getting lunch with him and a couple of the guys after training at this one gym called Arete, and Mikey said something that I thought was really funny. He said, he's like, I think the future of Nogi is going to be about really short-limbed, jacked guys. And
Really?
yeah.
Sounds like wrestlers.
Yeah. Like,
Why does he think that? That's because he's that. He's
No,
he's
not-
like I'm the future.
No. He means like more like Dorian types, right? They're gonna dart in and out and stuff, right? He's like, wait,
How
because,
am I supposed to deal with that? It's a prototype.
I mean, it's like,
I got the old hardware. What am I going to do with this?
Ethan used to be the
I used to be
ideal
the
jujitsu.
archetype?
Yeah, the jujitsu
The
like,
lanky guy,
has
yeah.
ideal body type.
I'm out of
the
style.
long, lanky, person. Now
I'm going to bring it back.
it's outdated.
Okay.
No.
Why? What does Mikey say?
Because so his logic was they're gonna dart in and out, not really fully engage, but engage it when it's perfect. And either score or like ADCC, you don't necessarily have to score to win still conclusively, right? Like if you are perceived as being the aggressor
And it
right?
goes 0-0 to overtime, 0-0. You're clearly going to get your hand raised. Yes.
And it's easier to do on top. It's easier to be
It
perceived
is.
as the aggressor on top, right?
The thing that I don't like is I think it's genuinely going to make jujitsu, in my opinion, less entertaining. Like there's not going to be true. I think it's
Not my
Nicky
phone.
Rod's.
Not mine.
It's going to make it less entertaining.
Definitely is yours.
It's not mine.
Maybe it's mine.
No, it was definitely Nicky Rod's. Check. You have a notification. And look,
Yeah, your phone. Your phone's ringing.
Yeah, but I'm on silent, bro.
brother, it
It would be vibrating right now. There's no vibration.
bro. I heard it through the wood.
Nah.
I heard it
through the
grape. No.
What?
Did you have a notification?
It's not mine, no.
There's an active call going on your phone. He's like, look.
I do. So, okay, short-limbed jack guys. The way to beat them is to put them on their ass, because then they can't dart in and out. They can't. You can like hover over them and pass their guard. I think it's easier to pass a stocky guy's guard than a lanky guy.
For
also.
sure,
I
yeah.
agree.
So like you got to put them on their ass. You got to put them down.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I think it's very valuable for the jiu-jitsu guys nowadays to be very good at finishing the single leg. Finishing the single leg is detrimental, because if you don't want to wrestle, all right, cool. But if you have a wrestler that you need to get on top of, you need to be able to put him down in order to control and win the match, then getting to a single leg from bottom is easy to do, but finishing the single leg is tough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah, finishing the single leg, or if you get to rear body lock, I feel like even against a wrestler, like that is that
Jiu-jitsu guy's going to win the rear body lock.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're very good about standing up, but they're not very good at denying hooks, these wrestlers.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can develop a situation to get to rear body lock, I think that's going to probably be the new way to beat these wrestler types.
Or even if you're stuck on your feet as a jiu-jitsu guy going against a wrestler, give the guy the single leg. That way you can get connected. You can start your scramble.
That's what I genuinely believe. Like,
I did this. With Yuri. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, he just like kind of little engagement, full disengagement.
Give him the
I was
leg,
like, bro, take my leg.
Yeah.
Gave it to him, and boom, before
You
you
ended
know it,
up on
I'm on
top.
top and behind him. And again,
what were we gonna say?
Yeah, so for a while, like you were saying, like you just got to wrestle with Dorian, and he's gonna like have to engage you to take you down. The thing he was doing, maybe he adapted this, but what he was doing is like he would take me down and then disappear. So I was like, there's no like Granby off his rear body. He's gone. He would just take me down, and all he was doing, which is,
Points.
again, it's not even points. It's just
It's decision.
he's doing something, and there's not enough done where I could start to get my jiu-jitsu counters going.
Yeah.
So like what I should
it's
have
like
done.
imaginary. It's like advantage points, right?
It
It's
is,
like
which is it's
yeah.
fair. It's
No,
how it
that
goes.
is the
like,
rules. It's
yeah,
tactics. It's great tactics.
tactics.
But
And
this is what,
yeah, I
it's-
mean, just to finish it off, like I need to wrestle. I think that's the fucking thing.
I think you need
know?
to wrestle, but force an engagement from the feet, because you're going to come across probably Dorian or someone like him again, right? You need to I think it's a good job to give this guy a single leg and win the scramble from there. In addition, focus on wrestling up, getting to your single leg, and finishing the single leg as well.
Yeah. So what I would say against these new wrestler types is yeah, I mean you can work on defending the single leg, but it's any time they're shooting. So if they shoot a double leg, instead of, especially when you're talking about the finals or the first half of the match, there's no points. Your whole goal shouldn't be to defend the takedown. It should be to develop a connection.
Yeah, to get something going.
This is specifically for the wrestlers. For normal jiu-jitsu guys, all right, defend the fucking single leg, defend the you know, then you're going to be in a jiu-jitsu scramble.
That's not where the danger is for a jiu-jitsu guy. It's not about the scores, about like the...
For these guys, for these wrestler types, it's you allow them to go for these deep double legs, for this deep single legs, and you get a front head, you get a chest wrap, and then you play from there where now you can develop a connection to them.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to sprawl, all right, once that sprawl happens, he's back out, and now you have no connection to these guys. Like I genuinely feel like that. I mean, I was saying this to Ethan, but you know, like we don't know. We didn't know. He ignored it. He did ignore it, but I genuinely believe that's how you have to go against these wrestlers. Same thing with J-Dog. With those guys that it's difficult to develop a connection, you have to let them shoot, and you force front head, you force chest wrap, and then from there you're going to out jiu-jitsu them.
How do we know Damien's not giving Ethan bad advice because they're both going to be in the same bracket?
Exactly.
At the next
See?
trials?
Well, I told him competition. I have the blueprint.
Wait, what do you mean you have the blueprint?
On how to beat you.
Oh, fuck.
If you guys keep winning, you'll see what, third round?
Semis.
Semis?
In ADCC?
In trials. In trials.
Oh, in trials.
We'll
yeah,
be in semis.
yeah.
Maybe we'll probably be semis, and then we'll have to face one of us. Will have to face
We go
J-Dog
no
or
corner?
Roman or something.
J-Dog is
care.
doing 66.
He told me he was doing 66.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah. I don't think he'll do really well.
I
Guess me though.
competition different. Fuck, what were we just saying?
What happened last time you guys competed?
We never competed. Oh,
Okay.
he armbarred me. Combat jiu-jitsu.
Combat jiu-jitsu. KO'd a guy, and then...
I knocked the motherfucker out. Come on. Who really won?
Like, I'm going home after this.
This is over,
I
bro.
got a lot of views on that one. Damn.
Bro, that really, when that happened, that was
on
just,
top of the world.
like I was,
Cloud
I didn't know
nine,
how to
baby.
feel, to be honest. I knocked this fucker out. Like he has he's a great guy, but yeah, I knock him out, and then I raise my hand, and everyone's just silent, and I'm like,
you were like... Oh, okay.
and then like,
They couldn't believe it.
dude, he was
were
like,
shocked.
when we had to bring Adrian like off the mats, he was like moaning and fucking so out of it. His girlfriend's pissed at me, and then like
Well, that's a sport. How could you be mad at you? Like,
Yeah,
it's a
she was
oh yeah,
competition
well she
match.
came up to me after.
She
She
was
was
mad,
like,
yeah.
"This is a game. You take this too seriously." And I'm
Well,
like, "It's not a game." Like,
Game to you. It's
This
game to
is-
him. That's why he lost.
He would have done the same thing
Dominant.
to you if he could have.
Well,
right?
For sure.
maybe not him. Maybe
You
not-
have to assume the worst.
That's the
If you're
thing.
competing, this guy's trying to fucking break
something-
your leg.
In something like this, bro, it's like this is not a game. And then, like, so I'm like just dead silent. Like, you know, I'm helping him. We get him some water. Then like I walk to the back, and then me and Ethan are in the back, and he's like, "Dude, what the fuck did you do?" I'm like, "I just fucking knocked him out. You gotta go fucking go."
I remember that.
Fucking go.
It was like stoic until we like closed the door. Like,
Bro, what the fuck? Let's go.
That was such a good Ethan impression too. Actually,
You just saw him grappling earlier. We were at training at B Team, and he was like mimicking our stances. He does like Craig
yeah.
Jones pull guard, Nicky Rod fake guard pull wrestle up. Yeah. He just
The
mimicked all of
Ethan
us.
impersonations, I think the best one they say.
Yeah.
now, my Nicky impersonation was very good as well.
My ankle. Fuck. So
So do you guys want to hear the rest of European trials?
Yep.
please.
Okay, all right.
Please
So-
wonder why you stopped.
Yeah, we got sidetracked. Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
Okay, so second match was against a Polish guy who was so fucking strong that he actually popped my knee when I had him in cross ashi.
Oh, you're outside
Like-
LCL.
Yeah,
Like this?
yeah, he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
twisted super hard. I mean, I heel hooked him shortly after, but I walked off the match and I was like, "Fuck!" Maybe I said to one of my friends, "I was like, I might have just got injured." Fortunately, I didn't, but I thought maybe I did.
Light pop.
Yeah, it
Nothing
just
crazy.
popped. Yeah. By the way, this is a tangent. I fucking hate how the word "pop" is used in the jiu-jitsu community.
Why?
Like, because it's like what it doesn't mean anything. Oh, I popped him. What does that mean?
It means a ligament.
It's a sound.
Well, yeah, it's a
necessarily.
sound. It's a sound. It's
just
damage.
it's
It's
just-
like a little health bar. Bloop.
All right,
You know?
what don't you like
It's an
about it?
onomatopoeia,
It's an onomatopoeia.
right? Ain't that it?
Is that?
Yeah, I guess
Is
so.
that?
I don't really know.
Actually, I don't know.
It's describing a sound.
Onomatopoeia means describing a sound.
Kind
He's
of
on it.
confident.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Actually,
Yeah.
Tell me I'm right.
The formation of a word from a sound associated with.
there you go.
Yeah.
I am a verbal god.
It's an onomatopoeia.
It is, it
a
is.
pop is an onomatopoeia. Thank you.
It's an onomatopoeia, brother.
Like a coo.
All right. So,
Or
but
sizzle.
what I hate about it is how people will say like, "Yeah, I popped him." It's like, what does that mean? It could have been an air pop. You have no idea. People use it in this
Well-
way where they're like, "Yeah, my breaking mechanics are so precise." It's like, well, you don't know that. Like,
I sound like such a douchebag. Yeah, my breaking mechanics are so
I've been hearing this word for years. Like, so the first time I heard this, the term pop,
Rice Krispies.
it was, well, I mean, in terms of jiu-jitsu, right?
Yes.
It was after a tournament I went to with some of the guys from the old team, right? And I'm not going to say who, but one of the guys was like, "Yeah, I popped him." And I was like, "What does that mean?" He goes, "I heard a pop." And I was like, "So what does that mean?"
What I don't get what you don't like about it though.
Because
what
because
does
it
it bother
doesn't
you?
because it doesn't necessarily imply an actual injury occurred, right?
I think usually they do.
I've had many pops on my own like ligaments and other
And
people's
I'm
ligaments,
fine.
and I'm fine. Yeah,
He's walking off the mat. It's a stupid word, okay? It doesn't mean shit.
like for instance, like I've had horrible pops. Like okay, so I've been injured in competition. There was no sound. I've had loud pops, and then nothing happened. Right? Like a pop to me, like I think when we talk about breaking mechanics, I would like us to discuss things in like a more like objective way, where it's like if we don't know whether we caused an injury or not, we shouldn't be using kind of like dumb metrics like, "Well, I heard a sound." Like, what does the sound mean? Like,
what other? There's no other.
I think
tangible
more-
evidence.
Hold
We
on,
could be like,
real
oh,
quick.
you could be like, oh, he can't walk anymore. That's a
Well, like
solid
if
break.
you have a heel hook and you're slowly going to breaking mechanics and you hear a pop, that usually signifies some
it's
sort,
a
some
it's
form
a
of damage.
sign, but it's not definitive proof. So, for instance, like I'll give you an example of a match that I had a
Okay.
while ago, where it was the finals of a tournament. I tore a guy's ACL, and for me to confirm that I tore his ACL, I later stalked his Instagram to see if he got ACL surgery.
And there was no pop.
There was no sound. There was
No way.
There's 100.
There had to. You tore his ACL. There's
Yeah.
got to be a sound.
Then I didn't hear it. I'll just say that, right? And
Maybe you
so-
were just seeing red. You didn't. You
That's
zoned
what it
out.
was. Yeah. But so like for me, like if I want to know, so like for instance, like if we really want to know if a joint lock broke the joint, we need to like look at an MRI.
Go with him to a doctor's appointment.
I mean, like I looked at his Instagram to see, okay, is this guy getting ACL surgery, stuff like that, right? And he was. I kept up with his page for a couple weeks just to see this, and like
To satisfy your ego.
no, to see did it actually break the joint? Like I want to know, like, did it work, right? So like Eddie told me years ago. He said, I don't consider a break legitimate until I've seen it work in two separate videos. Right, because it means that it wasn't like an accident, right? Like there's an example of an Ikuhisa Minowa fight years ago, the worst break I've ever seen. But it was like, can you replicate that? I'm not. That one,
What was it?
I forget the guy's name. It was like a weird ankle lock knee bar thing, and then
Was it worse than Craig and
Vinny.
Vinny?
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, by the way,
Yeah, a rainbow.
How could it be worse?
That was a pop.
I'll,
That was a snap.
That was every sound.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah, I was there.
my
Saw it.
point is just that like hearing a sound in and of itself is not proof to us that the joint broke, and we shouldn't be if this is an example of information that doesn't always imply like when we're like studying joint locks, we're trying to investigate, do these breaking mechanics actually break the joint, right? And
I would say more often than not, a sound indicates damage to whatever joint you're attacking. There are exceptions, but like I think that just proves the rule. Like you very often when I'm like applying, an ankle lock, knee bar, something, there's a give, there's like you feel it shift, and there's a sound associated. Like way more often than not. There could be exceptions, but like
Maybe 90% of the
yeah,
time.
and
Like,
that's a
I don't know.
good. I think that's a good metric because you and everyone around you can identify. Like you heard it too. Yes, I heard it. Instead of like, oh, everyone's gonna stock their shit and like.
I'm not sure that I agree with that. I think like I've had so many times where I've like accidentally popped people, and then they're like, I mean, maybe they're just lying to me, but they told me they were fine, right? Like,
Well, the thing is, you can still take a pop like ligament damage and still train.
but it could have just been an air pop, right?
There can be like these air pops for sure, yeah. Like it usually happens with like ankles, right? That's usually what happens, and it's usually because these air pops, it's like there's scar tissue in there from previous pops that are now
Right.
breaking up, whatever. But it's like you can tear a ligament partially, it still makes a noise, and then they're training maybe in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, I guess I just don't like the lack of like concreteness of it, and then also the way in which people use it to like sound cool after it happened, right? Like it's like I don't know. Don't tell me that you broke it, right? Like just because you heard a sound, right? Like you need more than that.
Okay,
right?
what is more than that?
I don't.
Besides the MRI.
It's tough. Right?
I want them to go, ow!
I mean, it's like, so for instance, like if you asked me to describe the mechanism of injury of a heel hook in terms of like the biomechanics, I can give like a pretty good breakdown of how it functions. Maybe less so with ankle locks. To some degree, I still can. Same with Aoki locks. Like, and I think you can also like so you mentioned earlier like the feel, right? That I think is a much better sign. Like the feel of
a give.
a give. Yeah,
give.
exactly. Right. You feel the tension, then a release. Right.
Only you feel that though.
For sure, yeah, that's one. That's one.
Usually
thing.
hear a pop.
and then you could also, but you can also see, you can also see that, right? So, for instance, in the Diego Patel Kennedy Maciel match, right, you can see the give. There's a moment. Yeah, there's a moment where it gives, right? It's when Diego's doing. It's the move you showed today. Actually, he's elevating his elbow, and then you could see the give happen. And
Is
then
that his hip or his knee?
Most likely knee.
Looks like the knee. Yeah,
like
but,
a knee, huh?
but
Alright.
I'll always say stuff like it looks like the knee, right? Because I don't know.
don't know for
right?
sure.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is just like at the end of the day, this is one of those terms that I'm not expecting anyone to like stop using or anything. It's just for me is like, it's just something that I found funny. Like you hear guys at tournaments be like, "Oh, I popped that guy," and it's like,
So if you get into saddle position, you're going heel hook, you hear some interesting sounds, you come off the mat, you're like, "Oh, what happened out there?" You're gonna be like, "I
I would say like,
blank his leg."
well,
You
did
didn't.
okay,
you,
so-
said, you wouldn't say you broke him.
I
or
wouldn't say
you popped
I
him?
wouldn't say popped them. I mean, I would say like if I don't
You
have
would say break.
I wouldn't say break unless I knew concretely that something broke, right? I would say like, okay, well, it
I heard him.
hurt. I don't know, like what
heard
is
a
it a
pop.
competition and he tapped?
no.
before he
Yeah,
had
so
it?
so yeah, you get some audible noises coming from the knee from an inside heel hook.
Yeah.
He taps soon after the audible noises with a wince. He's like, ah, and
Yeah.
taps, and you walk off the mat. Your boy's like, ah, fuck yeah,
But you're
good
giving-
work.
Your boy's
And-
like, what did you do to him?
yeah, tell me exactly what happened.
But
Describe
okay,
it.
But you're also adding things like, for instance, like if he's making a face, that's another sign, right? Like I would just say, like, oh, it seems
no,
like
no.
right? Like,
Who cares about that? What are you saying?
I would say
to us?
I would say he tapped to a heel hook.
No, he didn't tap. He didn't tap.
You need to shorten
didn't
it. You're in a
tap?
rush. What do you say?
I would say I don't know. Maybe it was leading to a break or a broke. I don't know.
Too
right?
long. Shorten.
No. So you said break.
I
You
popped him. I popped him. There you go. Is that what you guys want?
Thank you.
broke.
Meeting
on a different
adjourned.
note. On a different note. On a different
Match
note.
number 3.
Rob Degle. This is insane, guys.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely insane.
Uh-oh.
Degle has been wrestling every day since you've been here. I've seen you at least one round a day.
I've been doing 3 a day.
Okay, three wrestling rounds, like starting on the feet. I want to know why. Because real quick, just to preface, 2 years ago, I remember vividly, Nicky Ryan and I both told you that you should start wrestling then. And your response was that you'll never get good at wrestling. It's a waste of time. You're getting older. It doesn't make much sense to wrestle now.
I kind of like that approach. Fuck. I've never thought about it that way. Shit.
And now, I haven't seen you in I don't know how long, but you come to the room and you've been wrestling. You're shooting some singles, finishing some doubles, doing some nice some interesting finishes off these single legs. What changed? I want to hear this.
I just came to the conclusion that I was fundamentally wrong about certain things that I thought about how you could approach no-gi. So I was under the... So this is what I thought when I said that, right? I was like, okay, there are 2 main ways we can think about getting on top of people in no-gi. We can work on wrestling, or we can work on using leg entanglements to get on top. And I went down a very deep dive of using 50-50 to do that, right? I watched a lot of Gianni Grippo, a lot of Paulo Miao, and I thought to myself, okay, I am never going to be like if I go against an elite wrestler, I'm never going to catch up to that level at my age, right? So there's an old interview with Eddie Cummings where he says like wrestling is I forget exactly how he words it, but like a velocity-based sport, I think is what he says. And he says, at my age, am I ever going to be able to do that? And I was like, well, I think I fundamentally agree with that it's not that you can't get better at it, but better at it to the level that you can actually perform it effectively against people who are elite at it, right? So I was like, okay, so it's a better use of my time to work on using leg entanglements to get on top. But what I have realized I discounted was the value in which wrestling enables you also to get into leg entanglements, which is a big part of the equation for someone like me, right? So for me, maybe it's not even always about finishing the takedown.
You can fall back into an ashigarami now.
Exactly. It's about having the valid threat of the takedown, which encourages the defensive reaction that can lead to the leg entanglement, which otherwise I maybe would not have been able to get. And also the other thing about wrestling is that as I've gotten, like, I'm not old, but like as I've gotten older, what I think I've realized is that, the simplest solution is usually the best thing, right? And so I was obsessed with all these like really complicated, fancy looking guards. And I think now maybe just like coming up on a single leg is a better option half the time, right? Because it's just simpler and more straightforward, right? Coming up on a single leg, coming up to a body lock, putting someone down like that, maybe is a more straightforward way to get on top. Than doing all these like complicated, like if you look at if a good match to watch for looking at like the sort of game I was trying to play in terms of using 50-50 to get on top is Gianni Grippo versus Paulo Miao, right? And then also do you remember when we were at the Austin Open and then there was that Adam Benayoun versus I think it was Miha Perovic match.
Versus who?
Miha, I think it was Miha Perovic.
no,
Or was it
no.
Austin
That's
Orende?
different weight class.
No, different weight class.
No, it was absolute though. They definitely went.
I
against each
remember
other
what
that
you're
day.
talking about, but no. We were watching Benayoun, not
It was Austin Orende. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benayoun versus Austin Orlando.
It was a 50-50 back and forth, and I said it was such a boring match, and he was like, really? It was one of the most interesting matches I've ever seen.
Because for me,
I find that boring as fuck, but I'm sure D will be like, but you see the intricacies. There's so much to write down, so much to study.
For me, like what I got from that was the beginning of my belief that this is because I thought it was interesting not because I saw stuff that worked, but because I saw stuff that didn't work. Right? I'm like, oh, this is not working. Right? Like Adam couldn't.
How fascinating.
He couldn't get out of his 50-50. Austin's 50-50. Like, I hope it was Austin. I hope I'm remembering the name right. Austin was locking the 50-50, and he just wouldn't let go. And Adam couldn't get out, and it was just a boring stalemate. And for me,
terrible.
Yeah, but I liked it because I'm like,
But it's all right.
For when I watch matches, I'm not like a sports fan. I'm like looking for like information, right? Like, so like for me, the information there was like, okay, this doesn't work. And that was the beginning of my realization of like, okay, not that it doesn't work, it can work, but like maybe a better way to do things is, for instance, like you would never see Marcelo Garcia go to 50-50 to try to get on top, right? He uses wrestle ups into ashigarami, into like X guard. There's actually one interesting case where he uses 50-50 to get on top in the finals match he had in ADCC 2003, the one that he won. He used backside 50-50 to get on top, actually.
I'm going to
Yeah, I swear to God, if you look it up, it's kind of crazy to see.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and like out on a limb, and I don't think it's possible to get on top with 50-50 if there's no threat of a heel hook. So in IBJJF back then, when there was no heel hooks, absolutely useless position. I think the only way you can threaten a sweep with 50-50 is the threat of inside spin or outside spin, where you can start getting heel exposure to force them on their butt to now, so they're defending and then you come up on top.
I wouldn't go that far because it was a big part of the IBJJF no-gi meta, right?
I think they're
I think you could
idiots.
definitely sweep someone.
How do you sweep them?
There's watch
How?
Paulo Miao.
50-50, put the leg to the outside, stand up.
Gianni
Yeah, you
Grippo
can
used to do
wrestle
that a
up.
lot.
There's
yeah.
no danger. There's no threat for them to go
There's
down
also
to
no
the butt.
threat for you, so you could play around with your heel and you could
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it, but what I'm saying is like I don't think it's optimal.
Alright.
I think it's use. I think if the person is not an idiot, they can stay on top.
Maybe.
There's no reason for them to sit to their butt.
I don't know. I don't think it's that.
They're
simple.
not hiding their heel. They're not doing anything.
I feel like I could get enough weight in your leg on like from bottom 50-50. I could like get on top.
How? My knee's higher than your hip. You play with an inside hand. There's no way you're getting your
You're saying
hip
if you're
over-
already on top.
Yeah.
But that's it, not if we're double seated. If you're double seated, you can like go up before them, right? Like,
Well, yeah, then there's a battle there.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm
Yeah.
saying when one person's on top, other person's on bottom, if there's no heel hook, there's no threat. There's no way you're sweeping unless the guy makes like a dumb mistake.
yeah, I kind of
It's like-
actually do agree with that.
That-
If he's,
I
like,
would go as far as to
standing-
say that.
Yeah. But anyway, hold on. Let's go back to.
Sorry.
Let's just finish European trials. We'll get to
Oh,
that.
yes, back to European.
Match number 3.
Match number 3 was against a Norwegian guy who. So interesting story about this. I had reffed one of his matches at ADCC Thailand previously, so I had seen him compete and stuff. I did not realize how fucking strong this guy was. Like he was really, really
When
strong.
you raised his hand, did you not like get a?
He lost,
Oh,
so I
fuck.
didn't raise his hand. Yeah.
So were you more confident going against him because you knew he lost before, or were you like,
yeah, but
I
he
can't lose this?
He only lost because of an
A
unbelievable
bad ref decision.
I mean, he might have said that. He lost because of an unbelievably bad tactical decision. So
Went 50-50.
it would no. He the other guy shot a double on him, and then the Norwegian guy slapped on a guillotine,
Okay.
and then the Norwegian guy went to his hips because the first athlete initiated the takedown. If he gets his head out, he's going to get the 2 points.
Yeah.
Right. So at how many seconds do you need in order to get a score? You need 3 seconds to get a
Yeah.
score. Right. So the Norwegian guy held on to the guillotine up until there were 4 seconds left in the match, and then he let go of the guillotine, and then the 3 seconds transpired, and I like we the ADCC ref doesn't necessarily give the points, but like that
You signal it, right?
I basically
Like-
signaled it, yeah, and so
Yeah,
then
yeah.
he got the points, right?
Yeah.
You also have to understand. I think at some of the opens, like the ref and the judge definitely do like work together a lot. Like even at the Asian trials, like there was a lot of like the table judges asked for me as the mat ref for a lot of input on various things, right?
So you have a different perspective on some shit. Like if the sub is on or like if they're all on one side, you could be
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's out or something. you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Even they'll ask like, do you think that was a score? Right. Like stuff like that. Right. And so anyway, so the other guy got the points that he won, but had he held on to the guillotine, we would have most likely given him the decision. Like I think he did a better job, but he got
scored on.
He should have just held the guillotine.
You
Like
have,
another.
you have to demotivate him too because you're going to face him later. So you want to
So
slow
what
down.
happened in your match against him?
So in my match, he was super strong, and he I don't remember everything about it, but it was a lot of like me trying to pull him into entanglements, and then near the end, I got him into. First, I went for an outside heel hook, and I just didn't feel like I had like the right pressure for it. It wasn't tight enough.
Didn't hear any pops.
I didn't hear any pops, no. And so then I switched it inside, and then I got the inside heel hook, and it was a really strong one. I didn't hear a pop though, but it was really strong. Yeah.
All right, so heel hook submission, match number 4.
So that was the one that I lost. I went against Owen, and I didn't really know much about Owen. I had
no idea who Owen was until trials.
yeah. I had gotten lunch with him and a couple other guys in London the day before, and I knew him like sort of on like a very superficial personal level, but I didn't really know anything about his game. He feels very like hard to predict. Like he does weird stuff. Like
Yeah.
he did some things where I was like, this is so weird. Like he would grab my hands and almost like spin me like a Beyblade top, right? Like yeah, and I was like
Standing?
no, I was seated.
Oh,
yeah, I was
okay,
seated.
okay.
Yeah, and and I think that like in that match I was so like one thing that I definitely want to improve upon as a competitor is like thinking more tactically in the middle of a match, right? So I think that I sometimes get into like it's a bad habit of just getting like hyper fixated on
tunnel vision. Yeah.
tunnel vision of leg locking the guy, right? So like, especially if it's someone who I think is good, which I thought, I didn't know Owen well, but I definitely thought he was good, right? Like, having seen a couple of his matches earlier that day and stuff, and having talked to people, they said like he was like an up and coming, like very good guy. So I was like, okay. So I thought, I was like, this is not a good thing, but I was like, I have to leg lock him. So I got way too
I feel like
fixated on
you
that.
sometimes lose to guys because you start respecting them more than necessary.
I agree. Yeah. And,
like
which is,
no matter if he's better or worse, whatever, but like I think like over respect is just close to like fearing them, and that's
Your
I-
goal
yeah,
in
a
competition should be
hindrance.
to win first, sub second.
Right.
Which
I
is
agree,
hard. Which
for
is hard
sure.
for some guys to comprehend because they want to sub so bad. And there's this big thing in jiu-jitsu. It's like, oh well, you just beat him by points. You didn't actually submit him. It's like, and imagine in a wrestling match, you only counted if I pinned an opponent. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I just beat this guy 10-0, and you're saying like, oh, you didn't pin him, you didn't submit him. So I think goal 1, win. Goal 2, submit. And if you're talking heel hooks, probably best opportunity to heel hook is before you guys get sweaty. First 3 or 4 minutes, go for heel hooks, then start thinking about points.
Yeah.
You know, that was something that actually John had changed. When we first, this is when I first started going to Henzo's, and I didn't know much about ADCC, but Gary was doing ADCC. His whole thing was that I don't care about winning, it's about subbing. That's what Gary would say. He's like, I want to sub them. Like, I don't care about like, you know, these
backwards.
points. It's like, exactly. And then
That's why all my losses are from. I just didn't care about winning. I just wanted to.
Same, exactly. That's
But
why I
then-
lost.
Yeah.
Then I think 2017 ADCC, that camp
Wait,
leading up.
can I just cut in real quick? I just want to be clear that that's not why I'm saying that I lost.
We're saying that.
Yeah, exactly. No, like what I'm saying is that it's not that like, oh, I could have won if I had just changed my mindset. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is
Tactics wise,
Probably
I need
could have.
it's the development of a skill, which is like, so for instance, like I watched Tommy Langaker earlier in the day, and he really impressed me with his like in-match tactics to make adjustments relative to the opponent, and that's something that I need to get better at. That's what I'm saying. Not that like, oh, I would have simply defeated Owen if my mindset was different, right? Like that's not what I'm saying.
Are you all following along?
Yeah. But sorry. Anyway, go on.
Oh yeah, but basically before the 2017 ADCC is when I saw John actually make a switch and then started talking about rule sets. Like before that, Gary would literally, they would all say, yeah, fuck that, I want to sub them. I don't care about winning by points. Or if they lost, it was by points. Like I remember Gary fought Gianni Grippo on Kasai, didn't care about points at all. And like he was just trying to go for a sub, and I think he ended up losing. Do you guys remember that on Kasai?
The one where
It was like a tournament. I think Canuto was on
Enrico
there.
got choked unconscious, right?
Who?
Enrico Coco.
Oh, I don't
Is
remember that.
What I'm talking about.
Well, I've seen the tournament. I know which one you guys are talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but
and Gianni beat him.
who choked him unconscious?
Fuck this Brazilian guy.
That's the. Oh, I know who this is. This is the guy. So JT Torres went against him.
Yeah.
ADCC 2017.
Yeah.
And then JT, I thought JT should have lost that match.
That was a oddly tight. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget now. And I remember the
Forget his
choke
name.
too. I forget his name. He's very good. But yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so anyway, sorry. Going back to your finals match.
No, that was
semis.
that was round of 16, I think.
Okay. So Owen Jones, what happened?
Yeah, and then he swept me, and then like near.
Oh, he pulled on you.
We were like
How'd you end
double
up on
seated,
top?
like
Okay.
leg lock fighting sort of,
okay.
and then I don't really remember how the sweep happened, but like yeah, he swept me, and then near the end towards the match, he threatened a guard pass, which this is basically what happened in my mind. Like there was like 20 seconds left. I was like, I'm not going to win at this point. And I know it's a bad mindset.
because you were down on points.
Because there's 20 seconds and I'm down on points. And so he's about to pass.
he got
Wait,
swept.
let me just finish, right? So he's about to pass. And in my mind, I started a turtle. And then I was like, okay, I'm denying the points, but like, what if he takes my back and chokes me out? And I just flopped on my back and just gave him the pass. Because I was like, he's gonna win anyway, right? Like, why threaten getting choked?
Fight to the death.
Yeah,
I actually agree with that. But like, I'm just being transparent about like,
You need to train at B Team more. You're not here enough. You
Yeah.
would become a dog
I
in
mean,
this room.
I
feel
love
like.
being here, right? The training is like the best, right? I just also like, there's two things. One, I don't really like living in Austin or really anywhere in the U.S., to be perfectly honest.
Why? Because taxes.
It's nicer in Asia for Rob for undisclosed reasons.
No, it's the cost. A big part is the cost of living, right? My cost of
Cost
living.
of other things
What's
too.
your
At that time.
what's your ethnicity?
I'm Italian American.
He's
Yeah.
Bangkokese. That's where he belongs. His soul.
My
heart is in Thailand.
My die.
My die. What's that mean?
It's like means like I think cannot in Thai. Put Thai dye nit noi.
Tie-dye?
Speak a little bit of Thai. Speak a little bit of Thai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Just enough.
Nit noi, very little bit. Yeah, but so
How do you say? Do you have a wiener?
I don't know how to say that.
Should.
Good to double check.
Kun katoi.
Kun katoi?
That means like, are you a lady boy? So you can say
Oh.
kun katoi. Yeah, you can.
You know how to say that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but
You've
that
been
never.
asking a
It
lot.
never
You're looking
I don't know how to say that. I want to. Oh, kun katoi? How do I say that again? How do I say that again?
Yeah, but like, you could say pomcha puyin.
What is that?
Means I like women. So
You don't say that often, huh?
Not really. I usually say pomchab katoi. But this is okay. This is
like the lady boy, right? Or
yeah.
I like
ladyboys. Yeah.
Ah.
Okay. So the first time I went to Thailand, I hung out with some Thai guys there, right, who own a gym, right?
Okay.
And we were walking around, and they told me like, if you're in Bangkok in certain areas, ladyboys are going to come up to you, right? So they told me to say to the ladyboys, "Ow my."
What does that mean?
They told me it said, "I'm not interested."
Oh, what does it mean?
It means I want to try. So these lady boys are coming up to me, and I was like, "Ow my, ow my!" But I'm making this hand sign as well, right, to go away. And they were like, "What the fuck? Like, what is like?"
It's like, yes, please. Yes, please. All right, let's get this over with.
and they would keep coming up to me, like, "Ow my, ow my," and like, I don't understand what's going on. Like,
That is so funny.
yeah. But anyway, so
So you had to go through
How
with
was
it,
it?
right?
yeah, of course. I mean, it would be insulting to them if I didn't. So like, yeah. But anyway, so I will say, ladyboys are like so fun to just like shoot the shit and talk with. Like they are legitimately hilarious. Yes, they are.
No.
Bro, they are. They are.
Come on,
Okay, this is a funny story.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty funny. What's funnier than a guy being a girl?
It's so goofy.
pretty funny.
It's backwards. It's like the
you're
funniest thing in
confused
It's a
what you
guy.
are?
It's a guy that has tits.
Okay.
And a wiener.
I think it's like
it's a guy.
It's
yeah,
a
it's a
double
guy.
entendre.
I think like bro. Okay.
No.
Okay, so if you if you
an
use
Ottoman Empire.
Tinder in Thailand, right?
Yeah.
You're going to match with some of them because they're indistinguishable at first.
Wait, you're on Tinder, you said?
If you are in Tinder in Thailand, hypothetically, if one
yeah,
were to be,
someone.
right? If someone
you,
were to-
not you,
I'm
but
not
you
saying me.
know.
I'm just saying someone, right? If you were to be on Tinder in Thailand, hypothetically, sorry, you're going to match with some of these ladyboys.
Is there a section in Tinder for says both?
No, they just put themselves as women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
They
so
probably
we say it in their bio.
No, but and they're gonna
That's
like.
fucked up.
I never.
They'll be
had-
honest,
Yeah,
right?
they're always gonna tell you, right? Or,
Yeah,
or
you're gonna find out.
Or so you know. I mean, one or two may have slipped in. I would have
This
Maybe a
badge
couple
looks
of my DMs
weirdly
right
like a penis. This is crazy.
But like,
Yeah.
so here's a
His
funny.
vagina has a boner.
What a 6-inch clitoris. That's
Oh
nice.
my god.
So let me tell you guys a good story, right? So
a guy with a beard. I'm a girl.
lady.
Yeah.
so there was this one lady boy who I would like, me and a couple of the guys in Bangkok, some of who you guys know, would like go and talk to these lady boys, right? And she asked me one time, like, why have you never like fucked me? And I said, do you want the honest answer? And she said, yes. And I said, because I'm scared.
Because I'm not gay.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
once you cross that
I'm
line,
scared I like it.
Exactly. Yeah.
it's like there's this line that, look, before you cross it, you know where you stand, right? Once you cross it, you can't be sure.
No,
right?
once you cross it, you know you're gay.
No, I'm not
That's
sure.
it.
You know?
What if they
Yeah,
don't
you
have a
know.
dick? What if they don't have a dick and
It's
balls?
too bad. You have been
Brother.
declared
Okay,
gay.
all right, let me give you a hypothetical scenario. Imagine you meet I can show you pictures. In fact, I have shown you guys pictures.
Yeah, you've
of like,
sent them.
all right. You know what? I've looked this up.
Wait, let me
real quick.
let me give my
Okay,
hypothetical.
fine,
Let me give my
Yeah, stop
hypothetical.
interrupting Damien.
So, okay, let's say you meet like a girl. She's a 10 out of 10. She's an absolute smoke show.
Not a girl.
But you don't know that yet,
Real
right?
quick, okay, go on.
So you fuck her. And
No,
it-
no,
you
no.
can't tell. Let's just say you
You
can't
can tell.
But
You
let's
have
just say
to.
you
Can you
can't.
not?
I don't know. I
It
haven't.
smells like a man.
All right.
Got knuckles pointy as fuck. Bitch been doing Muay Thai since
But what if
12.
what if they look? I'm just saying.
Real
What if
quick.
they look indistinguishable? You cannot
There's
tell.
not. You
You can tell.
So they have the
You guys
operation.
need to come to Bangkok,
Dude,
and I will show you
real
guys
quick,
that that's
no, no,
not
You can
true.
just like you can tell the difference between a horse and a zebra. You know what the fuck a zebra is.
Real quick.
I'm telling you
real
guys,
quick.
it's not like that.
All right,
There's
Rob,
some of them
Rob,
you
Rob.
can't tell.
No. On the outside, yes, you can see. They look like chicks. Out of curiosity, I've looked at post-op. trannies.
So you've gone deeper than me. I've never
it's
looked
a
at this.
fucking mess down there. It is a mess. It is
Arby's,
fucking-
we
you
have
can-
the meats.
Dude, you can tell right away. Oh,
It's like
that was a
sideways.
scrotum.
All right, well, look,
It looks
Put
like
through
a
a ninja blender.
Hence my
What if
fear.
it's just a ball sack with a pussy hole on
Dude,
top?
it's fucking. You can't. You're not fooling anybody.
all right, hence my fear.
Alien versus Predator 4.
Like, so what I'm saying is, like,
It's an inverted penis.
this is why I'm scared, right? I'm scared of this and other things, right? So I can't cross that line. But anyway, so to bring it back,
All right, Owen Jones. Yeah.
fucking hell.
but so anyway, that was European
There's
trials.
no way you can tell the difference.
Yes.
There's even a smell. Guys smell a certain way. Chicks smell a certain way.
You gotta like vet them to the death. Like
Okay, so the
they also probably
like,
have AIDS.
make sure like screen them. You know, if you're saying you can't tell,
I'm telling
then
you, there's
show
Show
some-
me your ovaries.
there's some.
Yeah, show me your
no,
fucking
no. Without
birth
looking at genitalia, I would agree.
Okay.
It's gonna be very
It's
difficult.
gonna
to
be.
tell.
I don't think so.
There is a way to
Even
check.
you can look at their elbows,
What?
Yeah, I don't.
the size of the
I
proportion
think
of their
it's-
wrist.
Oh, you're doing like mathematical
Protractor.
Yeah, don't move.
Males have different proportions.
But look, there's a three-step
do.
system that you use to check if they're a ladyboy. It's very simple.
Measure the tape.
ball.
The first one, no, because what if they had the surgery? Or what if they're not naked, right? So the three-step system is as follows. It's very easy. First thing you do is you check
Adam's apple?
The Adam's apple.
Okay.
Right? But
Can you get that taken out?
I think so. So that's not
There's
a conclusive
surgery for
sign.
everything these days. You can fucking.
That's not a conclusive sign, right? The next thing is the elbows, right?
Wait, really?
Yes,
I
yes.
told you.
Women's elbows are hyper.
Oh my God. Wait.
Yes, women's elbows are hyper. You'll see that they are more.
Oh, not
flexible.
all of them are
In
hyperextended.
general,
All
in
of them,
general,
bro. No, hyperextended?
men's elbows in general can't extend back as much, right?
Mine only go to here.
Yeah.
Sorry, go. All over there.
The third thing is the feet. How
big
salty do they taste?
Or probably how wide they are. Like if a bitch got platypus feet, she got extra grip. That's a guy.
Probably. But
Chicks probably got more narrow feet.
Yeah, I mean,
Males.
for sure. Like, is that a real thing, or are you just
I'm just
Okay.
That's
kidding.
why there's
I know.
women's sizes.
the whole body is gonna be? Yeah, it's gonna be fucking different. But like to discern it just from like.
But the
both,
thing is,
like,
what you're
tell every
discounting,
time.
it's a different culture there in terms of like the use of estrogen over there. So they'll
Do you have? Sorry, go.
they'll
finish what
start
you're
using it like if a Thai person determines that they want to be a cat toy or a ladyboy, I've learned this from talking to them because I think it's interesting. They'll start using it at a very young age.
saying. Oh, they just do it right away.
Like 12,
very-
13, 14, they'll start
Wow.
using estrogen. Not always, but sometimes, right?
I wonder if the ladyboys can squeeze their man pussy like a girl can squeeze vagina.
Excellent question. Okay,
You know what I mean?
we should test if Nicky Rod can discern. Like, do you have like women and men photos in your
I'll
phone?
be able to tell immediately.
I do not. Okay, yes, I do actually. Yes.
You think you could like?
Right away, I'll
Let's
be able
do
to
it
tell.
off the air. Let's do it off the air.
Off the air?
Yeah, I don't want to do this on the podcast.
I think that would be great. We could
no,
put
but
the,
then
we could put the photo
some
on.
of these pictures are
New
Real.
podcast man. Guess the ladyboy, male or male.
I'm serious. I bet Damien would approve of this.
Hold on. Some of these
But
pictures are of
they-
girls who
they-
I actually like know in
Okay,
real
okay.
life.
Well,
Yeah,
are they girls?
Some of them.
Some
yes.
of them. Okay. Fuck. Well, I mean, would
that's
they get
funny.
offended? They're going to make an appearance.
Yeah, I don't want to like put them on the podcast.
Okay,
Like, that's
fine.
Yeah, but
We'll do it
I
off
can
the air.
definitely
So-
tell.
All right, we'll do it off the air. It's going
Yeah.
to be very
I
entertaining.
can tell indefinitely, no problem.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. And then you could
Okay.
put in the description somewhere
Like 5 out of 10.
Yeah,
we have a-
what
Okay,
grade he
Damien,
got.
We're going to do this.
Yeah.
Nicky
New
Rod, we're
podcast
going to do a
section.
test. Rob Degle has a bunch of photos.
Wait, but let's be clear about why.
Oh, no,
I have
we're
these-
gonna fail.
Let's be
We're
clear
gonna
about why. I
fail.
have
No,
these
he's
photos.
saying he's going to
got it.
pass.
I got it.
You're not gonna pass.
Guess
It's
this lady
only
boy.
for him.
Right,
Because
so the-
I agree that I'm gonna fail.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
You're
guys
not
aren't
gonna be able
manly
to
enough.
All right, please, let's do it now. Let's
No,
do it
we're
now.
not
That's
doing
what
it
I'm
now.
saying.
No,
Let's
no,
do
no,
it now.
no,
Please.
no,
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 he doesn't
no.
want because some of them.
Because
he knows,
some of the cisgendered women are people who I know.
Cisgendered?
That would be like the
forget
trans
which
and then cis, right? Would be
What
like
the fuck is
Trans
cis?
are no, you mean
Cis-
cis are normal
Like a pimple?
chicks?
It would be like a regular
Cis is
a
normal.
real girl.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Cis
You
is a
said it,
real
not me.
girl?
Cis means
Okay.
the
Cis
like
means a
male
real
How
or
about I just say
female.
woman?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
no,
fucking
no, no.
agree.
Cis means real.
It would
It's
mean
a
like
normal
a
shit.
I guess a regular woman.
No, and
Like
no,
an
a
actual, like a real
fucking
woman.
chick.
A healthy,
Not a-
functioning
Or a birther, someone who can give birth.
A birther? What the fuck
real
is
quick,
this?
real quick. Wait.
So this is how
Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Cisgender? I've
We
never
won't
heard
put
that
we won't put the pictures up.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
want
yeah.
you to test him.
You're going to be a
Let's
tranny
look,
if you don't get that
want,
phone
we
away
can do
from
this.
your balls.
We can do it.
Thank you.
Let's do the rest of the podcast. If you want, we can do it at the end.
No,
'Cause
no, now.
No. Because Damien, these are photos that are.
They won't show the photos. They
No,
won't show
I
the
know.
photos.
Yeah, we're not showing the
I know,
photos.
but they're also scattered throughout my phone, and like it's not like I don't have these. I don't have it like in an.
You telling me you don't have a folder?
No, I don't have a folder of this.
You're lying to us.
I don't.
You seem like an
On our
organized guy.
podcast, we bring you on the podcast, and you're gonna lie to us. You don't have a folder of this.
No, I don't.
He
on
has
my,
like actual pictures. All right.
on my
Keeps it in his wallet, right?
on my laptop, not on my phone.
Fuck, that would have been hilarious.
So-
Wait, so
wait.
then what's the difference between now and the end of the podcast?
You do any tranny porn?
Because at the end of the podcast, I can go through and I can say, okay, I'll screenshot the different photos. I
Do it
have them all.
now. Do it now.
Do you
gonna
do
take-
any ladyboy porn?
No.
Yeah, we can
No.
cut the time. We can cut the time, like if you just do it now.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Okay, but look, I'm being serious.
Yay.
I'm being serious. These are people that a lot of them are people who I actually know.
We're not gonna
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I
We're
know,
not gonna
but-
show up.
We won't show the camera. We'll just keep it between us.
But
so
I
the
just want
camera
to
won't
test
know.
him,
Right,
Because
okay.
he doesn't
All right.
think he can't.
Let's make it
for
simpler.
sure.
Let's make it simpler.
Yep.
I will just scroll
go.
through the pictures and then show Nicky Rod.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Nicky Rod. If you're looking to support the Simple Man podcast and myself, please check out carnejerky.com, CarneJerky. Guys, Violent Hippie, massive supplements, get the smashing greens, smashing reds, all the vitamins, nutrients you need to get that body that you want. What's up, y'all? It's Damien Anderson and Nicky Rod from the Simple Man Podcast. We're here to let you know that our merch is live. You guys want some t-shirts, some fancy cups, support the Simple Man Podcast, and get our merch. Link in bio.
And let's be clear for everyone watching why I have these photos. I have these photos just for this situation.
You honestly do. This is not a joke. You've tested people very often. You're like, look, no one can tell the difference.
So I'll.
No, he says, "Would you bang this?"
Yeah,
And I
also-
always.
also-
Yeah.
I just say no. Whenever Rob asks me, I'm like, no, I wouldn't go near that. Is it? Does that make me gay?
Yes or no?
Man.
No, that's a woman.
Boom.
That's an actual girl.
Nothing.
All right, but if I'm being honest, I was too nervous to say it. So give me
I
another
would too.
one.
I would say man for everything.
Give me another one. I'll actually look. So 0-0.
No, we cast that. That's not zeros. That's one. That's
That
It's
would-
zero. Yeah, you messed up one. Okay, 0-1.
1x.
Okay, so this is. I mean, I have to zoom in on this one. It's not the best quality.
That's a man.
No, that's a woman. That's
0 for
another
2.
woman.
0 for 2.
Well, show me a man. I'll tell you all. I'm playing it safe.
Yeah. You gotta give your honest opinion.
Next one.
He's gonna say man every time.
Just keep giving him girls.
Looks like a man to me.
What's the answer?
I'm gonna say that's a man.
That's all right. That is.
All right.
That is a
Just
lady.
just keep doing it, girl.
Keep doing girls.
But that one
Or
was,
will he?
That one was a lady boy.
Can we see?
Yeah.
Let us see.
Sure. This is the lady boy.
He's
Bro,
like,
this is what I'm saying.
he's
Is like,
this is the lady boy. What is it? I'm like, that's a woman. That's a woman.
bro, if you look at that,
Yeah, dude.
and
I mean,
you
look at the
elbows.
I mean,
The elbows are off
he
screen
only
there.
guessed.
You're not gonna know.
He
that.
only guessed that. He only guessed that because
you.
he's like, all right, it has to be this one eventually.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I just keep
If you
doing
just keep
girls.
giving the same answer, eventually you're gonna be correct, right?
Well, some girls look manly. What do you want me to say?
Just keep doing fucking girls. See what happens.
Okay, don't trick me.
On my own house.
There's a few that are very hard.
Oh, it's empty.
I just want to see the.
I don't know. Is that an energy drink from his fridge?
Okay, what about this one?
Man,
That's a man. All right. Well, lady boy.
Just do girls.
I'm just going.
that's a man. I got. You know how I could tell?
The elbows.
Cheekbones.
Cheekbones.
But
Yep.
you've given the same answer all 4 times.
Yeah, no,
now.
just keep
So
doing
I'm
girls.
50-50. Two for two.
Yeah,
Just
just
keep
keep doing
guaranteed
girls.
I'm correct.
Keep doing girls. See what happens.
I'm on a roll. Oh man, for sure.
No, that's a girl.
No.
No, it's
That's a girl.
Nah. Prove it.
I know that person.
You know how well do you know him?
Relative. Her?
Yeah, that's at him.
That right.
It's a her.
I don't want to guess this one.
See, no, you have to. You have to.
Pointy knuckles. I'm gonna say girl.
No, that's a lady boy.
You're gay. Oh! Let me see.
It's different. I can't smell them through the phone.
So this is the one that.
Wow, yeah.
Hey, look, you cropped it off right where the wiener would be.
No, that's
Fucking cheating. That's cheating.
Penis. Oh, that's a girl for sure.
That's all. Yeah, look at girl to me.
We'll do one.
I know those. You heard me say knuckles. Though. I was like, this can't fool me.
Well, it did.
Yeah, I was just saying it to be nice, and they got feelings too.
All right, we'll do one more.
What's the ethnicity of this one?
I don't know. She's not Thai. This is someone in Austin.
Man,
No, that's a woman.
they're all meant to be.
Let me see.
Again, unless they're lying to me, I don't know. Right?
Nicky Rod's just now any photo of a girl, he's gonna be like, "That's a guy. That's a guy."
That is hilarious.
So what was the rate?
I'm clipping that.
I think I won.
No, you're at a loss.
What a
You
deficit.
you got one right.
But the thing is that you kept saying "man," it's almost like cheating, right? Like if you keep saying, because if you say that enough times,
He said girl once, and it
yeah,
was wrong.
because like okay,
I said that because I was like,
I gotta be nice here.
well, the knuckles were so pointy. I was like, all right, maybe this is an over exaggeration.
Maybe he's trying to trick you.
It's a pixelated picture.
so the thing is like if you from like a strategic perspective, if you always say "man," you could never be accused of being gay, then, right? Because you're like.
It's a guy, it's a guy,
I'm
it's a guy.
so gay that I have sex with no women in case they're lady boys. Or sorry, I'm so straight.
Whoa, so okay.
sorry.
Nice.
I'm so straight that I'd never have sex with any women in case they're lady boys.
That's the right thing
That's
to do.
the straightest
They're
thing
all
to
men.
do.
Be careful.
You have any kinks?
I'm not talking about that.
He's like, why do you think I have these pictures?
Like you like being, because you're jujitsu, you like being strangled or anything weird like that?
No.
No.
Also, let's keep this
fuck
off the
is this?
podcast. Okay. So anyway, going back to what I've been doing the last few months.
I think we found out.
But so yeah, but I mean, like
Well, sorry.
All right, was it further question?
Why did you wrestle? Why'd you start wrestling?
Because I want to like win. I want to do better. Right?
Why did you not want to wrestle and then now you want to wrestle?
He's trying to get you to say me and Nicky were right. He's trying to be
Because,
like,
you know what, Damien? I just respect your opinion so much that I realized like he's right about literally everything.
How long have you been training wrestling for?
I started working wrestling like maybe like when I went to Bangkok. I started doing a lot of it with Tyler.
Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
ah, Tyler.
Bro, how is he, man?
Yeah.
He's good. We hung out like all the time.
Fuck,
yeah, he's one of my best friends in
One
Bangkok.
of the boys, man. One of the
Yeah.
OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's with a girl, right?
They broke up.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, damn.
Yeah.
I thought a huge reason why you went back was
yeah, I thought that.
Maybe it was. I'm not sure, but it's also like
cheaper. It's cheaper.
Objectively speaking, Bangkok is a great place to live, but
Really?
there are problems with
You
it.
have air conditioning and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, it's very developed.
Question. What are the cons to living there?
Okay, so the biggest con.
All the chicks have dicks.
That's not for me. Anyway,
Not a con.
That's a neutral factor anyway.
anyway, so the biggest con, and I mean this seriously, is like, yeah, and maybe you can't understand this until you experience it. What if a place is too good? That you just like your whole life is so good that you like have no motivation and you're like, it's just so good.
Some of the islanders experience this, like living in Puerto Rico. If you go to like
They're
Hawaii,
lazy.
people are like, they won't drive 30 minutes away to do anything. They're like, fuck, it's great here. We have a beach and sunny all the time. I have coconuts in my tree. Fuck work. I'm just chilling.
Dude, I was in Hawaii for like a week and a half, and I still to this day, I'm like, I want to be back in Hawaii. Just,
beautiful.
It was fucking
and everybody
awesome.
in Hawaii is like, yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm good. We made it.
Well, I think a lot of them are poor, but I think it's good if you can afford
It's
to
poor,
live out
but they
there.
can surf every day. So like, fuck it. I'm living the life.
When you're in a place where the life is so good, it's hard. It's not impossible, but it's harder to be focused on certain goals depending on what those goals are. And for me, I felt like I still like Bangkok, and I maybe I end up living there, and I definitely want to go back there frequently throughout my life. I think it's a great place, but I do think that it's a harder place to be a successful competitor, right? Because the quality of training is lower. And I think a part of that, I think it might come down to the fact that, dude, the cost of living there is so cheap. Like, I'll give you guys a breakdown of like what my expenses were, right? So to get an apartment in Bangkok, Thailand, a very good one, you're talking.
What is a very good apartment?
I would just say like, it's like, I don't know, like big.
Give me square footage and
I'm not sure what the square footage was. It was relatively big.
Or one bedroom.
This is like 500 square foot.
Okay, one bedroom, but like very nice, and like a building with like a top floor pool and a sauna. Like like I would do my weight cuts in the apartment complex.
okay.
And everything, right?
Clean apartment, yeah, like nice.
Yeah,
nice
you have
area.
like people that come in and clean stuff if you want, right?
Okay.
Super clean everything. You're talking like $600, $700, $800
a month.
Now, if you want a more regular S place, so when I first went there, I got a place for $150, right? And it's not a dump. It was not amazing, but not terrible. And then I eventually went to a place that was $300, which is a little bit nicer. And then eventually I went to like a nicer place, just because I just felt like it. Right? I wanted to move to a different area. Right?
Should always upgrade in life.
That's what I was doing. Yes.
Yeah, hell
yes,
yeah.
that's the strategy. But yeah, so like you have that, and then you have food. Food is so fucking cheap. I would get khao pad khai every morning.
What is that?
It's just like a fried rice thing. I would get khao pad khai, and if I could get it, khao man gai. Khao man gai is my favorite, like, which is another like rice thing, and it's like you're talking like $2. I would get three double espresso every morning from the same lady that I got my khao pad khai from.
It's a lot of caffeine.
Double.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
6 espressos.
So this lady was so funny. Her nickname is Beer. All Thai people have nicknames. And she, I would get my coffee and my rice from her every morning. I'm the last remaining New Yorker on the team, actually. I
Yeah.
thought about that. the
Long
other day.
Island.
After Frank left, right? I'm the last one.
Yeah,
Frank and
yeah.
Jason.
Everyone else is Jersey.
No, I'm the last New York guy, yeah. But anyway,
Frank was funny.
yeah.
Frank was so
Haven't seen him in a
funny.
while.
Frank Rosenthal, so funny.
He's got his own academy now.
Doing
right?
well
He
in
does, yeah.
Virginia.
You guys visited? You visited it?
I haven't been there yet.
yet.
I'd like to someday for sure.
No,
yeah.
for sure. I want to swing by there.
Yeah.
I
I
haven't
haven't
trained with him
seen him in
forever. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Well, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
What-
personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, Beer said to me like one morning, she goes, I'm limiting you to three double espresso a day, because I would get like 4 or 5 if she didn't stop me. Yeah. I don't know how much caffeine is in those things, but you guys remember
About 100, 120 per double.
Yeah.
All right, real
Yeah.
quick though. So $800. All right, and then a couple bucks.
Yeah.
For that. Say you have a staph infection, or like how's the medical?
The hospitals are pretty good. There's English-speaking hospitals. I went to one because I had a small injury that I wanted to get taken
What
care
about
of.
a doctor?
Yeah, you have English-speaking doctors. Now, I mean, they're not American doctors. They're definitely not going to be as good. But like, you go to an English-speaking hospital that's built to cater to foreigners. Bangkok is a city, in my opinion, Bangkok is the city in the world with the best level of development relative to the cost. So I personally prefer, as a place to live, in some respects, Singapore. Like, Singapore is an amazing country. The problem with Singapore is, if you're looking for a place with a low cost of living, that's not it. Singapore is more expensive than anywhere I've lived in the US, right? It's not cheap. So yeah, it's pretty brutal. But if you can afford it, it's amazing. I'd rather live there than anywhere, maybe.
Do you need a doctor's prescription for like antibiotics or like
No, and
pain meds or anything?
for tests, because I know that's what you're going to
Oh
get
yes,
next.
that's what I was asking. Yes. You just get over the counter.
Yeah, you can for sure. Like, I walked into a pharmacy and just said, "Do you guys have something for staff?" Right, because staff was going around some of the gyms. I wanted to make sure I didn't get it. I got Hibiclens and I got antibiotics. They just gave it to me.
Well,
over the
Hibiclens
counter.
is like over the counter.
For sure, but the antibiotics they
Antibiotics.
just sold to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in Mexico. You didn't have to get any surgeries or anything out there before.
No.
How much does one of those apartments cost? Like the $800 a month. What if I want to buy an apartment?
I have no idea. I've never looked into that, but yeah. Ultimately, what I'll say is this: I think if you had 10 to 12K USD a year and you're not a big spender, you can live pretty well in a place like Bangkok.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Just this is completely different, but you refereed at the AIGA.
Yeah.
How's that?
It was an awesome experience. Like,
You refed some like pretty serious, like big
Yeah.
matches, like high profile matches, right?
Yeah, for sure. I refed. I think the highest level guy in terms of accomplishments that I ref was Giancarlo. I think he's the only ADCC gold medalist who I refed that day. I think so, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I refed a lot of really awesome matches. And yeah, I mean, I had a really good experience with them. I'm going back to ref for them again in May at the Sao Paulo event.
Oh, okay.
So May 11th, I'll be going to Sao Paulo to referee for them.
So they're having an event in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, they're also having. Oh wait, I don't know if I should say this on the air. I'll tell you guys off the air.
Tell us after.
It hasn't been announced yet. Yeah, but they are a very ambitious organization, which is they want to expand a lot.
Yeah.
And I am super happy they asked me to ref. I am, as of now, the only non-Kazakh ref they have. I'd like to keep it that way. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I do like the idea of working with them as much as possible because I want to. I like reffing. I want to ref for ADCC. I've refed ADCC Opens in Asia. I've refed trials in Asia. I'd like to do more of those if I can. Hopefully, I'd like to get on the North American Trials reffing staff if I can. If I can't, it's no big deal. It is what it is. But I'd like to if I can. And I want to ref for AIGA as much as possible too, and any other organizations that are interested in having me ref, right? So
What do you got coming up competition?
so I'm doing ADCC Canada February 3rd, which I hope Ethan is not doing.
February 3rd?
Yeah,
It's in Montreal?
in Toronto. Yeah, are you doing that one?
I cannot leave the country until my visa goes through. So.
Great, happy to hear it. All right, so
What weight class?
I think they have a 70 kilogram weight.
Yeah,
class.
70, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so-
154.
Yeah, something like that. So I'll do that, and then I might do the East Coast Open February 10th. I'm considering it. If not,
East Coast Open.
the Atlantic City Open.
Oh, wow.
Atlantic
Oh,
City
Atlantic
Open.
City
Yeah,
They're not doing it. Oh, actually, never mind.
So the Atlantic City Open, I might do that, or I might do. There's like a vow submission series on the same day that I heard
Here?
Yeah, in Austin, and maybe I'll do that. And then there's the European Trials February 17th, and then I might do 2 small local tournaments on the build up, but I don't know. I mean, I almost feel like doing those tournaments is kind of a lose-lose.
When are you going to, how long are you going to be here for?
So I'll be here until North American Trials, maybe another month after that, with the exception of about half a week in Europe and then 3 weeks in Vietnam. So I'm going back to Vietnam.
So
for
a
3 weeks.
month.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, so I have a month and a half. I'm going to leave about February 13th. That's like half the month, right? And then there's only 3.5 weeks. It's not a full month, almost, but and then I come back for another month after that, and then I might stay for the month of April. I'm like kind of on the fence about what I'm doing that month. It all comes down to like, can I get enough? So for instance, like one of the reasons living here is more difficult is that like I'm not like a full-time instructor here, right? I have to make my living with instructionals and seminars, and I don't really want to bro, I'm flying every fucking weekend to do seminars while I'm here, right? And
That's brutal.
it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my cost of living here is way higher. The advantage of being in Austin for me is the training. The training. It's the best training, right? And also the access to seminars and competitions is definitely way better
In the US, you're
Yeah,
saying?
it's
Yeah.
way better for sure. You can get good seminars in other parts of the world. Like I've gotten cool seminars in other areas. When I go back to Asia, there was this guy who just hit me up from Australia. He wants me to come out. So that's a little bit
I
closer.
feel like Asia in and of itself for seminars probably sucks.
No.
Unless it's like Japan or Singapore.
No. There's I don't
Thailand, you're going to get good paying seminars
for
there?
sure because that's not true. You can get good seminars in Asia, just not to the level of the US, right? So
That's what I'm saying.
I did a seminar in Cambodia, which is a very impoverished third world country, and I wound up making like a decent amount of money on that. It's relative to the country, right? Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be the U.S.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
U.S., Australia, then Europe. That's probably like the tier.
I
Actually, maybe Japan.
Or
Singapore.
I think you're right that it's not as good as the U.S. for sure, but it's not terrible, right? And I think that for me, like I think that when you're making these choices about where to live, a big part of it is for me, like there's 3 things that I think about, right? First is where can I get good training, right? And certain places in Thailand you definitely can. Like Phuket, the training is actually pretty good. It's not amazing relative to like Austin, but it's pretty good. Second thing is cost of living, right? That matters a lot, right? And then the third thing is just where are you happy, right? Where do I like being? And for me, like so for instance, like if I only evaluate happiness, I would pick Italy. No questions asked. I would pick Italy 100%.
Really?
Yeah, my life would be so
What part?
Preferably the south. Like Naples is my favorite city in Italy.
Why is
Better
that?
than Florence?
I've never been to Florence, so I'm not sure.
For me personally, location doesn't affect my happiness.
But it does if you're
If
like
you were stuck like in a snow capital or fucking
snowboarding.
it's gloomy.
what if you can't train?
You can't train in Italy?
No. Yeah, not to the same level, right? Like, so if I go to like,
Location definitely affects me. Like, yeah, for sure. You just said you're happy in Hawaii.
No, I said I want to be in Hawaii, but I'm not happy. I'm never happy. No. I guess what I'm saying is that like
mindset matters, right? A lot, right? And you can be happy in places that are not like the best place for you, right? For sure. I agree with that. I just also think that like, you know, factoring in where you like it more, right? Like I love Italy because like I would like to be fluent in Italian, and I think being there obviously is the best way to do that. I like how it feels to walk around the cities.
How's the
Like
pizza?
that's obviously very good. Not as good as New York pizza, which
really?
they will crucify me.
well,
for
it's
saying.
different. If it's different pizza, right?
Yeah. It's a different. It definitely has
The New York pizza's fucking fire, bro. You got to try Pedroso's pie out here?
Okay,
Oh,
sure.
Really
Pedrosa's.
good.
We should try to get a Pedrosa sponsorship. Come on, let's talk about it.
I'd rather just pay them. It's so good. Take my
They
money.
deserve it.
Fair enough. They do. It's really good pizza in Austin. Do you guys cold plunge?
Yes.
No, it's like I think there's no scientific basis for this.
Well, I think it's just like icing an injury, reduce inflammation.
There's like so much conflicting evidence about whether that does anything.
Tell me.
Like if you read like the sort of journals, like icing injuries is like I've heard from so many different physical therapists, and I've read different like journal articles, like conflicting information about whether icing does anything. So I stopped icing years ago because I'm like, if different people who are all well educated are like arguing about whether this does anything, and I don't really want to do it, then I'm not gonna
Well, I think all right. So you get an injury, maybe sprain a wrist swells up, right? A lot of the pain is due from the inflammation and the swelling. So you dull the inflammation using ice, and then once you stop, you get more blood that flows back into the location, which also helps repair.
Yeah.
So you have two options, right? Either you just let it swell up and let your body repair itself, or you can help. I think it might help with the. It definitely helps with the pain, but it could help with the healing, the speeding the healing process, because you're shrinking all the capillaries in there, and then once they warm back up, their blood's shooting back in there, so maybe get a fresher flow of blood instead of stagnant blood that's repairing.
Yeah, I know like the logic behind how it's supposed to work, but I've just also read that it doesn't do
For
anything.
me, I don't care about I genuinely agree with you. I don't necessarily think ice bath helps my injuries. I genuinely just like it because I can sleep through the night without moving. It is fucking insane. I don't know.
I think it's good for them, for the mentality too. Like if
I
you're
think
just
so.
dealing with some adversity, like it sucks, but you can stay in there.
There's definitely something to that.
Well,
for
why
sure.
do you?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of what you guys are saying. Like, I sleep better. It's a mentality thing. Like, I'm going to push through it. And I genuinely feel so much better head to toe physically after doing like a couple, like as long as I can sauna, and then like a solid like 3 minute, 4 minute in the cold plunge. I obviously, I know there's conflicting research, but I think there's much more research that's like defined in longevity being improved with ice baths.
I don't enjoy them, so I choose to believe the research. That means
That's a
that
part of the mentality. You got to do shit you don't enjoy, right?
Yeah, no, I get it, right?
So if it's good,
Yeah.
and it's definitely not going to hurt.
Right, sure. And definitely, you're right. It's not like going to do anything bad, except I hate it, so I don't want to do
Yeah, I
it.
think I'm gonna start cold plunging. I'm getting a cold plunge at my house.
The feeling, I don't know if you guys have gotten this, like after whatever, like a decent sauna run, and then like good cold, I don't know, like a solid 3 minutes, 4 minutes, if it's like circulating, I get high after.
Yeah.
Like it's such a good fucking feeling. It's like terrible while you're in there, and you kind of go numb, and then you get out and you're like buzzing. I'm sure other people have
I
had
feel
that
that too.
experience. It's
It's
very
like a head rush, head buzz type of thing. Like
It's
you
crazy.
genuinely feel high.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's I think attributed to like an actual serotonin or dopamine, whatever the fuck neurotransmitter influx of some sort. So yeah, I feel great after that, and I sleep so much better after I do it. Like
Yeah,
close
for
to
me,
bed.
it's purely for sleep.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing that I don't think my body feels any better.
You're gonna recover better if you're sleeping better.
I genuinely, because I toss and turn like when I sleep. Like I'm still sleeping, but I can feel myself going to the other shoulder.
You put your,
I'm at
you
like
put your
2.8
AC on
wake
high.
events.
Yeah, 66.
66 too high. Far too high. You gotta sleep.
Way too hot.
They said the best is 64. I usually do 63.
What?
Yep. for
Dude, I'm
sure.
at like 58.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you gotta sleep. You wouldn't be like shivering before you go sleep.
And you guys are sleeping naked.
Butt ass
58
naked.
ass naked.
58 degrees.
See, I was
Well,
at,
I'm
I
doing
was at
63.
80 last night.
That's horrible. That's
I
disgusting.
think my
What are you
body's
made of
sweating.
lava?
No,
You're sweating.
I think I'm used to Southeast Asia. Like I was in
No.
Singapore for a long time, and
You
then
get good
Thailand.
sleep when you're cold. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
64 is okay. 58, that's nuts.
If mine went that low, I would.
Yeah, I don't even know if mine can go that low.
I
So you
wonder
could
if it
definitely do
actually gets
64.
to that temperature.
I-
I
there's
set it to that so it
no
just
way.
stays on.
There's
Like,
no
I
way it's getting to 58. That's,
I hope it does. I put it there.
you think 66 is too high? Maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, for
lower.
sure. Go 64.
Maybe I'll try that. But anyways,
Yeah.
when I cold plunge and I sleep, I do not move. I might as well be dead.
I bet it's because your core temperature is stuck low.
I don't know. But that's the only thing that I genuinely felt. I was like, wow, this is insane. I remember you were saying something about it.
Yeah.
Didn't really pay attention to it. And then
I
when
didn't listen to a word you're fucking saying.
and then I did it. I was like, wow, that's insane.
Yeah, it's
So,
worth it.
Tyler loves these, so he would ask me all the
He's
time.
kind of nuts with that. He does like 12 minutes.
Yeah, he does.
Wow,
so
that's
I used
insane.
to
Hypothermic.
Yeah.
So
There's a point where it's bad for your extremities.
Over
Yeah.
6 minutes apparently is
Yeah.
actually detrimental.
So I
you
used
start to hurt. Yeah, you start to fuck yourself up or something.
I used to do 30-minute ones. So maybe I hate them because I used to do
Brother,
that.
30 minutes?
That's dangerous.
Why
No,
do you do
what-
everything
what-
to such
what
extreme
temperature?
moderation?
What temperature is this water? There's no way you're doing like
I was
39
75.
degrees
It was really cold. I was dumping like bags of ice.
for 30 minutes?
Yeah, so I had a hand injury from gi training, and I was like, I'll do whatever it takes to heal this thing. And so
I'll dump my whole body with my hands out.
no, so I would lie in the bath and put my hands by my side. I would put a laptop over there, put a YouTube video on, and wait till 30 minutes had gone by, and then get out, and then run into a hot shower right away.
That's fucking...
Yeah, so maybe I was just
You're
doing
supposed
it
to let yourself heat back up naturally.
naturally.
Wait, you don't
Yeah.
like to do the sauna? I go right into a sauna after.
No,
I
end
like
on
sauna
cold.
before.
Oh, you're saying end on cold and let your body...
Yeah. And you shiver and you get like other benefits.
Supposed to be better? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be cold for too long. When's the last time you cold plunged? You had one before, right? You did
No,
something?
I'll go to like Opponet or Kuya here and there, and I'll do it occasionally. But yeah, I mean,
how many minutes?
I'll do like 2 in the cold, 1 or 2. It's not,
See, that doesn't sound that bad. Actually.
But I feel
Yeah,
like if
if
you do
it's
1 minute, you
circulating.
could just still. It could
3
just
minutes.
Stay in there.
That's what I do. 3 and out.
If the water's moving, it's way
Colder?
more.
It's
Yeah, it's way
Colder.
colder.
Yeah, I do the circular.
29 times more thermogenic.
Yeah, I do the circular one in Kuya, the ones that's on the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Circulating one.
yeah,
Yeah.
circular.
I do. Are you gonna get a sauna here? Sauna cold plunge
I
or
had
no?
I had the brand the Plunge hit me up, so maybe
Oh,
do
nice.
get a
Yeah,
sauna.
yeah.
And,
I'm gonna get a cold plunge, but I think
I would get a
maybe-
sauna before a cold plunge. I would.
I
do
want.
Well, I'm
both.
gonna
I
get
would either
both.
want
I want
both or
both.
nothing.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel.
both or nothing.
Yeah.
One at a time.
Nah.
All
if
right.
it's free, it's gonna be complimentary. I'll just make some content.
Yeah, that's fucking
Make
great.
some content for
Yeah.
yeah.
So what did you guys think of? Did you guys watch Asian Trials too?
No.
No, I just saw like the highlights.
Saw Joe Chen's.
No, that was
No, the
European
European
Trials.
stuff.
Oh yeah,
Asian,
they
yeah.
definitely didn't watch
You
your
fucking
Asian.
racist.
Oh, who won Asian at 66?
It was
Ethan Thomas, right? Yeah. Remember that guy?
Oh fuck!
yeah.
I can't believe he did 66.
Yeah, that looked. I thought he was bigger than that.
He's
yeah.
definitely bigger.
He probably
had to cut for
lost a
that.
lot of weight. Like
Yeah.
Apparently, he got really good. That's
Yeah, I
what
mean,
people were saying.
he
like-
was good. I refed
for
a lot
sure,
of his
yeah.
matches.
Well, we trained with him at
to train Henzo's.
Yeah, he came to Henzo's. Yeah, yeah.
You were
And
never there when he was there.
Maybe I rolled with him, but I don't remember it.
He was a lot bigger. He was like, I think, close to 180. maybe.
I don't know. He was bigger. I remember he came the first time he came. He got like destroyed by everyone. Then he went home, and then the second time he came back, he was so
better.
good. I was like, holy shit! And
Was
then
he stronger or he was better?
No, genuinely better. Like
okay.
genuinely got better. And then yeah, like super good. And then now, anytime people from Australia come back and they talk about Ethan, he's like, dude, this guy's like really good now
He did great.
It's weird hearing
Yeah.
my name. Fucking.
on another person's body.
Yeah.
There can only be one.
Yeah. Shit.
That would be it.
How did his
A
How
good
did his
match.
matches
Yeah,
go?
for
Yeah. I personally do think you would win, but I think it would. I'm not just saying that. I also think it's true, but I think it would be a good match.
For sure.
I think Kenta beat him right last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was at 77. Yeah, in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was a great event. I really like enjoyed like working it and also just like watching the
Who won
matches.
77 Asian?
77 was Kenta.
Oh yeah.
Kenta has never lost a match at trials. That is a crazy stat. He's
It's
won.
Asian trials. Though,
Fuck,
come
I
on.
almost had that stat. Shit.
Was that the first time you've ever lost at trials?
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Any trials? Damn.
Damn.
I would have to talk about this every fucking episode.
Well,
Anyway.
one loss is not bad.
Yeah, it's basically like never losing, right?
Exactly. It's close to
Yeah,
it.
it's the same thing.
Yeah. But I mean, Asian trials are like they're definitely easier, but they're still pretty tough, right? Overall, if
Yeah,
you get to
but
like
I think
the
the
last
whole-
couple people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The top four,
So-
top five.
yeah.
That's they'll do very well in any trials.
Yeah.
but it's like the whole tournament in and of itself is about 200 competitors.
No,
where-
no. That's completely.
How many competitors?
That's just completely inaccurate.
How many competitors?
I don't. Each bracket at least has like 60 to 80 guys, right? So you have 66, 77, 88, 99, 99 plus, and then the women's. They weren't qualifying divisions.
Okay.
The women's. And let's say we don't count them, just the men, right? 5 times. Let's say at the lower end of it. I mean, I would be shocked if it was only 60. So okay, what you have to understand is it's very different for the weight classes. So. Like I think it was Josh Saunders' weight class, for instance. I mean, that was a ridiculously small weight class.
Okay, how many people?
There was like 9 people.
Okay.
Yes, but the 66 had
How many?
I think it might have even had like 100 people in it. It was big.
Really?
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
There's more.
256 for 66.
No, it's probably like 300 athletes at least.
At
Maybe I'm
66?
wrong.
No, he's saying.
I'm
that
saying 256 for
East Coast
one
trials, there's
bracket.
256.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course. U.S. is
Double
the
the
biggest.
size.
Yeah,
Double the size.
No, for
That's
sure.
insane.
Yeah, but for sure, U.S. is the hardest trials. There's no denying it, right? For sure. And I do think Asia is overall the easiest. You know, but
Relative
to the other
relatively
ones,
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
still
Euros
difficult,
are
right?
in the middle, I guess, right?
I would say like Euros are interesting when you compare them to like Brazil because Brazil is like very top heavy. If you look at the earlier rounds, in my opinion, they're a little bit easier than Europe. And then when you get to the top, you have like Diego Pato. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like at the
He's
top.
not doing trials, right?
He
didn't
never won. He probably won't have to.
Well, he's not gonna have.
No,
to.
no, no.
Not
I-
going to do try. Yeah, for sure. He's
I
getting
know.
invited.
I'm just saying like he did the last couple and he didn't
Yeah.
win, right?
I think he got silver.
It was
He lost to Baby Shark.
Yeah, Baby Shark, and then who won the other one? Andre?
Yeah, Fabricio.
Yeah,
Fabricio won.
I think he won trials.
Pretty sure
yeah.
Fabricio won trials. Yeah.
Yeah.
He won the second one.
Wow.
He just like smoked everyone.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think. I hope. I remember. I don't know.
But yeah, anyway, it was awesome the whole event, and like I thought Kenta looked ridiculously good.
Kenta's so
a dog.
good.
Yeah.
Such a scrapper.
Yeah, and Declan.
He's a dog.
He is a
He's
dog.
a dog.
He loves the fight.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but Declan also looked so fucking good.
Declan won.
Declan won. He won 88.
Sick.
He did know
Forgot-
Declan won?
I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Declan
Declan looked.
fucked me up like a week ago.
He looked.
He's
also big.
100 pounds heavier than you.
Big
and
boy.
Same.
Big boy.
I'm pretty big too.
At 66, there was a really interesting guy who got silver. So his name is Minoru Takeuchi. I never heard of him before. He's 38 years old and he got silver. And he
Damn.
beat like a lot of like young guys who I thought he went against Daiki. So you guys know
yeah.
Daiki,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be
like that guy.
Daiki versus. So they had Ethan Thomas and David Stoyle on one side.
Did you guys
Oh,
have
yeah,
a war
Stoyle.
one time?
What's
Was
that?
that you?
A war?
A
With
war?
who? With
Oh
who?
no, I think it might have been Wojcik.
Oh,
With
no, I've
Daiki.
never competed against Daiki.
No, I'm saying training wise.
Oh, I mean, I've rolled him and it's very hard. Like Daiki is like a little.
Like, did
a
you guys have a war
Japanese-
so
one
fun to
time or
train
no?
with.
At B team, at B team,
What does that mean? A war? Like a hard round? Yeah.
like crazy hard round, and somebody got mad.
No, I never. Like,
He
me
never
got
gets mad.
I'm just so calm and relaxed all the time.
Fuck you talking about?
There was someone else then. I forget who. I think it was maybe Wojcik and Daiki. I think because Daiki was catching some subs and then Wojcik like ripped on an Aoki or something like something along those
Sometimes
lines.
Daiki does catch subs
I love
and
training with him.
put them on a little bit.
You.
So
Go on. Yeah.
So he'll catch subs and really blast them.
Dikey?
Yeah, yeah.
I think his best thing is actually catching inverted heel hooks.
Falling back. Yeah, he's very good at that. For sure.
Without an ashi first, he catches first. I do kind of feel like that's a move that doesn't really work anymore.
No, I don't think that's true at all. I think it's a really good setup, actually.
I don't know. If you just don't allow them to get an ashi garami, they can't break you.
But it's
They catch your heel and they fall back and just throw up any leg entanglement.
No, but how do you deny top leg and then you scoot a little bit forward?
This sounds to me like just if someone shoots a double on you, never let them connect their hands. Doubles don't work, right? Like
no, I don't know. I actually got the idea from Joe Chen, and then I started really thinking about it.
If Joe Chen says it,
must be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's agree to disagree on that one. I think it can. Will it work every time? No, but I do think it is still good.
I mean, I've used it.
Yeah.
I used it in the last trials.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. So,
But
your actions,
I don't think the guy was good.
Your actions contrast with your
Actually, and you have this problem actually of making me try to respect my opponent. Like
he's testing your faith.
like I remember you were I think you were asking like, oh, who do you have next? And I was like, oh, so and so. Eric, I've had a match with him. Yada 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 about it. He's a leg
I'm just
blocker.
giving you information.
I'm like, brother, come on. I'm just gonna fucking go.
I know that. I
go
remember
train
the
this guy.
match. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you beat him pretty easily. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just giving you information. Now, next time I'll just be like, Damien, I've never heard of this person.
Yeah. Sometimes just let him go in blind.
Ignorance
Maybe
is
it's
bliss.
better, yeah.
Ignorance
Let
is
the
bliss.
reactions react.
I think blind confidence is better.
I actually fully agree with. If you look at some of like the athletes that are successful in this sport, sometimes it
That
shocks
was my first
me.
ADCC.
I was like, how the fuck is this happening?
Not me. I was like,
I
it's
knew
happening.
this was gonna happen.
Well, in a sense, you do need a bit of delusion
Yeah.
to reach the pinnacle of anything.
I agree.
And the most delusional of them all, Nicky Rod. Look at him.
Still black belt baby.
6 months of training. Was it 6 months? I don't know.
For ADCC silver.
What is ADCC Silver? What was that?
6 days.
ADCC
It gets
World.
smaller.
It was like 12 or 14 months, but I won trials with 8 months.
And then how many months did J Rod win it in?
I think 2 years he won trials.
Every time it gets now it's getting more. I thought it was less.
I mean, like a year and a half maybe.
Okay.
Could have been a year and a half.
Okay, what were you saying?
There's a great
As a
quote.
blue belt, you know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, sick.
There's a great quote by. Do you guys know Prince Nassim Hamed, the boxer?
Of course.
Yeah.
I honestly love that guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So there's this great quote by Prince Nassim Hamed where he's getting interviewed. Like he's
Call him Prince Nassim.
Okay, Nassim Hamed. Yeah, this is his nickname, right?
Yeah.
So where he's getting interviewed and he's like, I forget exactly even what the question was, but I just remember his answer. He said, "Whenever I went into the fight, I knew I was gonna win." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like,
Same.
You could have lost, right? Like, because that's my mindset where it's like, what do you mean? You know you're gonna win. Like, you could lose.
You
But then-
can't know that.
Yeah, exactly, right? So like the thing is like, but I also it's an interesting thing, right? Different mindsets. There isn't one single correct way to approach thinking in the world,
Yes.
right? Certain people are better suited to being like analysts and strategists, right? And that can also be very helpful as an athlete, right? But then there's also a sense in which just being blind and just being like, I am the best ever. No one can stop me. I'm invincible, right? Like too much of that maybe is not a good thing, right? But having that as an athlete, right? A coach should not have that, I think.
Coach needs to be an analyst, I believe.
Yeah.
An athlete, though, you can have, a wide spectrum that still make it to the highest.
Imagine your coach was just like, don't even fucking train. You got this.
You can't be, so even an athlete can't be like that, but like this idea that they are the best, man, that's powerful. Like, I forget what this, it's from a movie, some war movie. Maybe
Black Belt Slayer?
maybe American Sniper or something like that, or Black Hawk Down. I don't know. Basically, one guy was a sniper and he was doing Overwatch for these Marines, and then they were like, the one guy to the sniper was like, they need you out there. He's like, but I'm just one guy. I'm just a sniper. Like, they're not invincible. And the other guy was like, they are if they think they are. And it's like, I genuinely think that's a powerful mindset. Like, you are that good if you think you are.
It's
That
a
belief.
It's a tricky thing because like
Rob's like, I'm not. Yeah, he's like, no, you're not that.
It's a tricky thing, you see. I'm actually not that.
No, I was gonna say it's a tricky thing because like how do you reverse engineer this sort of psychology, right? Like I've thought to myself, can I become this way? Because I do think it is helpful.
Maybe just thinking too much.
I mean, but like it's the kind of thing where it's like if you are an analytical person by nature, right? I think there's a sense in which it's too much, right?
Yeah, like you can definitely analyze what your opponent does, and then be like, all right, cool, he does this, I'm gonna do this, and then allow your reactions to take over. Or you can be like, over analytical, where like, oh fuck, like this guy's a really good heel hooker, maybe he's good at 50-50. I'll just avoid all 50-50. If he gets me 50-50, I'm fucked either way, you know. So having confidence everywhere, and I think definitely the confidence comes from the training room. You know what I mean? Like
it's more than that though. So this is what I think is interesting is like, so basically what I'm talking about here is like, how do we analyze how to not be analytical, right? Like how do we reverse engineer if someone isn't this way, right? How can it work? Maybe it can't be done. How can someone try to then go in with a certain degree of blind confidence, right? So like I'm thinking of the next European trials, right? I want to think to myself like, of course I'm gonna win. Like no one can stop me. I'm invincible, right? Like, but I
think you should try to compete like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably
Well, his whole thing is like he's like, how does one do that?
Yeah,
How does one do that?
All right, I'm about to start it for you.
You buy the Nicky Rod pre-match rituals.
What weight class you compete in?
66.
You are the best 66 kilogram grappler it's ever lived.
Wow.
It's undeniable.
Sorry, guys.
It's hard when there's the
When it
two
comes-
actual vests in the room here. It's hard to really.
But keep going.
When
though.
when it comes time to compete, nothing else matters besides your singular goal of winning. You see the foot, you break the leg. You see the opponent, you score the points, you win. It's as simple as that.
Can I get a recording of this to watch before?
You have it right now.
Oh shit! All right, perfect. I'll watch that right before trials. I mean,
You're welcome, Charles Champ.
if I win, or when I win,
you win,
post this
when
with
you
this
win.
clip.
Yes.
Yeah, we're starting
No, it's like
starting now.
All right.
Wink.
Look, I'm just. It's like anything else. You're learning a new thing, right? It's not always going to be immediate at first, right? When I win,
The hardest thing to
trials.
do is when you start adapting this is shutting it off around the real world.
Right.
Like it's hard to go buy groceries and be like, yeah, I'll fucking kill everybody in here, even though you can.
Right.
You know, but
No,
you
you
can't.
definitely can if you wanted to.
But
You could take an AR and shoot up this.
I had this because I've had the competition mentality since like high school, you know. So I really had the trouble shutting it off in my home life. Like my teachers would give me homework, and I was like, why would you give me homework? I can fuck you up right now. Why would
I
you
am
ever
a
give
god.
me homework? Yeah. So I had a problem shutting it off. Now I've been
Not
this
my real
I've been
dad.
this person for years, so I understand it.
It's a lot of practice that I don't have yet.
It's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of practice, but you know, I think just live that life. Do what you think the best grappler in the world would do, and do it continuously to become that.
Okay. Sounds good.
So there's actually a this has nothing to do about mindset, but there's a book called The Atomic Habit, I believe it's called. Do you know the book I'm talking about?
I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about it.
Okay, well I didn't actually read the book, but
I'm not surprised.
I listened to some part of the audiobook, more so listening to talks about the book. Okay, let's get honest.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Okay, it's fine. Just getting the gist of it.
Right.
But basically, the idea is when you have this ideal person that you want to become, you have to think about the habits that make that person what they become, right? And then you have to just emulate those habits. So it's like, if you want to be an ADCC Trials champion, think about what an ADCC Trials champion does and do that thing. If I want to be a UFC World Champion, I have to think about what are they doing every day and have to make my habits start now and then go ahead and
This
do
is the
that.
analysis side of things. This is what I'm already good at, right? Like
You should follow the Instagram page, Wrestler's Mindset.
I do already.
You do, yeah? Okay, yeah.
Really? I've never heard of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What is it?
Wrestling Mindset.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's Instagram page.
It's like a
good one.
He gives like sort of sports psychology.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, now,
Yeah.
real quick, I don't necessarily think I believe in sports psychology.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Really? You think it's a real thing?
I think just like I sports psychology myself into being great, and now I'm great. But
Well, the thing is, I think that you already had this mindset prior to sports psychology.
Yeah, but I got it from my coaches. My coaches bringing in in the off season of wrestling. I wrestled at a club, and they would bring in some of the best college coaches in the country to come talk, obviously technique, but also talk mentality and what it takes to be great inside and off the mat.
Actually, I think you're. Now that I think
I've been
okay.
a coach.
I feel like if you can let yourself believe it, then it's valuable. But if you have the mindset of like, I'm gonna break this down and find like fallacies, then you're not gonna like. It's about how you go into it, like how you approach it. Like he said something like, if you just genuinely believe that, then that's it right there. But I know in your head you're like, well, I don't know about that one thing, and like because that's
you
the way
gotta be able to
you know?
shut that.
You gotta be able to shut that out so you can
Right.
let that in.
I think I'm actually getting better at this. Maybe believe it or not. Like I do think I am getting better at it. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's always going to be a balancing act, right? Dependent upon the individual, right? Yeah. So like, I don't think you're gonna dramatically change how you approach things, but maybe you can add influences, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like being confident means that you won't hesitate when going for a certain movement. When it comes to jiu-jitsu, also something I learned in throughout having different coaches in wrestling is you really have to buy into what they're saying. Like when I had somebody coaching me, like whether talking technique or mentality, what they said was God's word. It was 100% real, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly the kind of mindset that I'm going to have on and off the mat. And I think buying in is something that's valuable. And sometimes, like yourself, you can say, oh, I'm the best, I'm going to win trials, I'm the fucking greatest. But if you have to actually believe it, trick yourself into believing it, and then you'll start finding yourself bringing on the qualities of greatness, doing the training consistently, making the sacrifices that somebody that wants to be the greatest ever would make.
You know what's crazy? Just what you're talking about, the coaches thing. Initially, I thought that everyone's kind of born with the way that they are, kind of like the way that they're thinking. But actually, I played football pretty much like my entire life, and our coaches, would give us these crazy speeches like on how to think, how to never give up. You always hustle. You're doing the best you can in everything that you possibly can, and so much so that in high school, like our football coach, all of us are essentially willing to die. It's like, it's that insane that like you are going to try your absolute fucking hardest.
You're going to rise to the expectations of like what you have in yourself. If you believe you can, like as a unit, you could beat these guys. You may or may not beat them, but you're going to do the absolute 100% of the max effort that you can because you believe that you're going to beat them. So you're like pissed off if you don't, or if you even come close to not beating them. So it's like,
did you what position
somehow.
you play?
I was strong safety. I was strong safety, but like
if I had to guess, I thought you'd keep everybody hydrated.
this fucking guy.
I just real quick, guys. I do have to get going soon.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we'll
fucking wrap it up. Wrap
Fine,
it up.
fine.
Good
Yeah,
stuff,
we didn't
good
want to
stuff.
continue.
You want to plug
anyway.
anything? Instructionals, IG page, or something?
Yeah, so I have a new diagonal ashi instructional that's coming out hopefully in a couple days. A diagonal ashi and the Z-lock. After that, I'm going to release an introduction to leg locks instructional, but that'll also cover how coaches can safely teach leg locks without having their white belts destroy each other's knees, ideally. And then I'm going to try to be more consistent with instructionals. I want to release like 4 a year, hopefully. Like 1 every 3 months is the goal. So, yeah. But, I mean, I don't have to go this second. Do you guys want to talk about any last things before I get out of here?
Well, honestly, I have to head out too. So.
Okay,
Wrap it up. Yeah.
Okay, we'll wrap it up.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Degle.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me,
Good
guys.
to have you.
Damien,
Ethan.
Nicky Rod.
Robert Degle.
if you guys like the podcast and want to support the podcast, make sure you're buying our merch. Make sure you're sharing us. If you watched, thanks, Massive Supplements. Get your reds and greens. Make sure that our sponsor stays in business.
They're actually really good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
these are
the greens, the Massive Supplement greens. They have a new formula out. It's
new for both. I'm pretty
for both,
sure.
yeah. Reds and
for
greens.
both. Actually, they're both really good, but my favorite is the greens. Like that is just insanely.
They're sweet. They're
it's
like
so
actually
good.
really
Yeah.
fucking good.
No sugar,
We
but
vouch.
it's sweet. Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you watched to the end of the podcast, Degle, give us an emoji, something that relates to you. What do you want them to leave in the comments?
Bangkok related.
An owl emoji.
An owl emoji. Okay.
Is there one?
Yeah,
for sure.
there's
Yeah.
one.
Okay, leave an owl emoji in the comments to let us know that you watched to the end, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you.